the hip hop connoisseur.
And it is a Friday Night Live.
Episode 12.
Episode 12.
I was counting yesterday, so I know for a fact it's episode 12.
We're at the dirty dozen mark.
How's it going?
It's going great, man. I want to shout out all the people that have jumped on our lives and checked out our episodes and comment on the High Phrase Instagram page.
Definitely.
Shout out to everyone that checked us out on TikTok. Our TikTok page, for some reason, is popping off. People like the short clips.
Love the support, man.
Yeah, so we'll make sure we keep hitting you with those short clips on TikTok.
Of course.
Got a stack of new followers on TikTok because of it as well.
Beautiful.
So anywhere you want to find us, just remember it's _high phrase. HIGHPHRASE. I'll make sure to add that in the edit so you can check it out.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been great, man. I feel like this has been we're kind of in that place where new podcasts don't really have the listenership yet.
Right.
But I think because of the consistency, the short clips are popping off. For people that check out our shorts on YouTube, we got a good stack of views from people
right.
That come in and check us out on YouTube with the
shorts. And thanks to you for all the behind the scenes. I mean, this man makes it happen.
Well, I mean, we can't do it without each other, right? Either way, whether we're doing it in the front line or the back line, it wouldn't work without each other. So I think that's a great blend. And at the end of the day, we're having these conversations anyways.
Yeah, we are.
Right?
We are.
Hip-hop is in the veins anyways.
And we're bringing something, I think, new to the table.
Yes.
Right? We're bringing our experience, our opinions about things, about albums that maybe other podcasts are not doing. So...
And the only
people are appreciating it, so we love it.
Hip-hop podcast that exists.
Major facts.
The only one. Alite and Riz, the only Indo-Fijian hip-hop
another
podcast.
One. Put it in the comments because I want to see it because I haven't seen it yet.
None. I've looked. I use ChatGPT.
So then we know for a fact it
ain't. I use ChatGPT. And if they are, they don't represent themselves as Indo-Fijians.
Right. And you're not as good.
Yeah. And you probably don't know as much or have not done as much in the world of hip-hop that we have.
Yeah, you're cute with your little podcast.
So shout out to the unsung who's not here right now, Amir.
Yes.
Who gave us a bit of a tip. He's like, hey man, y'all should do the news first.
That's right.
And then go into the album.
Huge shout out to Hamir.
Hamir, yes.
AKA Hamir.
No ham because he's vegan.
That's right.
But he's the senior writer for the Daily Hive. To shout out to him, doing great things over there.
Yes.
And it's just what we do, man. Like I feel like as a community, we're really building some great things.
We are
in the community, and we're representing at the highest level.
Absolutely.
And I think the ancestors would be proud.
For sure.
That's really all we can ask for at the end of the day. But
and the family tip.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, connected for forever.
Yeah, because this is blood. This is blood right
man.
here. We're not just friends that decided to do it.
First cousins,
this
man.
This is blood from like A1 from day one.
A week, 2 weeks apart in birth?
Yeah, literally.
Coming up, both of our birthdays. We're going to be in our, late 30s.
I like to call it 40 fly.
40 fly.
40
I like it. 40 fly.
Scorpio season.
That's right.
How we do it.
That's right.
And speaking of, this has got a little bit of a tilt. So speaking of Scorpio season, I don't know if you've seen this. Starting off with the news portion.
Yes.
But
Let's
Drake
get into it.
had an interview with Bobby Altoff.
So for those who are watching our podcast for the first time, I'm a Drake guy. Alite is not. That's kind of where it starts and it ends. Yeah, realistically. So I've caught wind of it.
Yeah.
I saw the first one. And it was
that went viral. Broke the internet.
No offense, but Bobby, I don't even know who she is.
Hate that bitch.
And she's not the first. There's a lot like her who are just coming to the journalism spectrum.
Yeah.
Without any credentials
at all.
And I'm not saying like I don't have credentials. Alite does, but what I'm saying is you don't have anything really to offer except kind of just. But anyways, people like her, so whatever. So it is what it is.
I really like Funny Marco. Funny Marco.
I know. Yeah, he is funny.
He is hilarious.
He is funny.
And I feel like Bobby Altoff stole his whole shtick.
Okay.
Like the non-expressive interviewer that
sarcastic, right?
Yeah, and like never smiles or laughs, and like it always is an overly serious thing.
Right.
I find her terrible. I feel like she's one of the least entertaining people, the least talented.
I will agree 100%.
So I don't really know why he would choose to go, because in reality, being who Drake is, there is not a single podcast that he could go on that would say no.
No.
Everybody would be chomping at the bit to get a piece.
Well, rumor has it that Drink Chaps, Shout out to EFN and Nori because that's one of my favorite hip hop podcasts.
Same.
And what they've done with that,
Dude, it's
now they've expanded it where you got Memphis Bleak's got a
Yeah.
podcast. You got
Yeah.
this person and that.
Joe and Jada.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But apparently they have a drink champs with Drake, but they are yet to release it.
Oh.
Like it's in the vault. So you're right. I mean,
Interesting.
he could go on more
Anywhere.
substantial
Really anywhere.
podcasts or even hip hop
Like
podcasts.
Shannon Sharp, you could go Shay Shay.
He could go on Ebro in the morning. He could go on Breakfast Club. I know there's tension there because people have kind of set
Because of Kendrick.
right, and I think that's why maybe he doesn't go to a lot of these people
Yeah.
because the line has been kind
Yes.
of crossed there, right? Where some people are Team Kendrick, and I mean, you wouldn't want to go on a podcast if you know the whole gang is kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
and they've kind of talked some shit about you, right? In a
Yeah, I think I think it's not even the shit talk, it's what they've been talking about.
that's true,
Right?
Yeah,
And the thing is, like, so here's the thing that always makes me kind of cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
People say stuff like, "Oh, well, Drake should just sue them for calling him a pedophile."
Right.
Because if he doesn't believe that is true, he should sue them. And then I heard someone say, "Well, if he sues, then they have to investigate the claim of why they're calling him a pedophile."
right.
And that opens up a big bag of worms.
Right.
So that can make things very uncomfortable for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you've had some past incidents where even if it wasn't directly, if it wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Even if it was done in a purposely, you weren't
Yeah.
trying to do that,
Yeah.
but it just so happened that was the case
Yeah.
for underage issues. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge
And
problem,
I mean,
man.
Don't get me wrong,
It's gonna
man.
be a huge
Like,
problem. You're right.
I by no means do I think he's a pedophile. I think it's funny as fuck. I yell with Kendrick when he says it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a pedophile. I do think he likes young girls.
Right.
But I don't think he's done anything illegal, because if he did, there would be a lineup of women trying to get money out this dude.
I totally agree.
So I think what he is, I think he's
and he's
just
got a lot of money.
endless money.
I mean, when you talk about hip hop, I mean, other than Jay
Yeah.
and Dre, I mean, he's
There's
up
really-
there.
there's
He's
really
up there,
nobody
right?
close.
Like 50 and him. Like
There's
this.
really nobody close.
Right?
Yeah.
That-
Like he's
like
he's at
M-
that half a billy mark.
That's
And
it's impressive.
yeah, so I think
And you're right.
to be fair, I think more what it is that the certified lover boy thing.
Right.
I think he really is that dude, like the really sensitive.
I totally agree.
I meet a girl, fall in love with her type
He is,
thing.
he
I
is.
feel like he's that dude.
He is.
But he also likes girls that are just in that range where they shouldn't be dealing with a
I get it.
40-year-old
And,
man.
and he's not the first rapper to do that.
by no means.
I mean,
Plenty of rappers.
I mean, one of our favorite guys, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
We've talked about this
Dude,
a lot of times.
Foxy was underage. Beyonce was underage. He was a grown-ass man when it happened. But again, it's that thing, right? If those women
Right.
haven't come back as adults and be like, well, fuck that guy.
Exactly.
Then it's hard to be like, well,
where's the facts?
There's no
Where's that-
criminality
there's,
behind
there's
it.
no right.
it's gross, but there's no criminality behind it.
And if you're not a Drake fan, it's funny, like you
Exactly.
said. And then when Kendrick does it in a song, it's just like when Tupac said stuff about Biggie and hit him up. Some of that stuff wasn't probably true, but it was funny if you were a Pac fan.
Hilarious.
But if you're a big fan, it wasn't funny, right? So I get
I
it.
still laugh at it to this day. It's so
But
good.
yeah, I haven't seen, going back to the I haven't. Did you watch the first interview that they
I
had?
did watch the first one because I wanted to see who Bobby Altoff was.
Right.
Up until that point, I never gave a shit. I'm like,
Right.
why is this breaking the internet? I'm gonna
Right.
find out why. So I did.
Like they
I did
were in
watch it.
bed or something,
Yeah,
right?
he
Like
called it- it
sipping
was
wine
just
or something.
weird.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that. It wasn't for me.
So the reason I brought this one up is because there were some conversations
Yeah.
that I don't know why he's having. Like, I don't know why he's having these conversations. The first conversation is when he's talking about...
So you saw the second one in its entirety?
I just saw clips.
Oh, you saw
I saw
clips.
clips. And one of the conversations they're having is the idea of him being a culture vulture.
Right.
And he essentially was defending himself as to how he's not a culture vulture. And I'm like, yo, man, you are literally the biggest musical artist on earth. Corner to corner on the globe. Right now, Taylor Swift,
I was literally gonna say,
Beyonce,
yep.
Drake. Kendrick
Yep.
Kendrick is one of my favorites. Globally, he's obviously very, very big.
I think he's got a lot bigger in the last year.
Yeah, but he
Right.
also speaks almost primarily still to a hip hop audience.
That is
Right?
Yeah, and his songs are primarily on the hip hop charts.
Yes. They're not he doesn't make pop songs. If he does make pop songs, it's normally SZA's on the track.
It's true, and he doesn't have a lot of collaborations like Drake's done
Very
stuff with
few.
Bad Bunny.
Very few collabs.
He's made a lot of famous songs
Yeah.
outside of hip hop.
Kendrick keeps it in-house.
It's true.
You know, J-Rock, Schoolboy,
Right.
all these
That's-
dudes that are
that's
on TDE,
absolutely
Baby Keem, they all
true.
jump on the tracks.
Right.
So, I feel like for someone at his level, when he starts defending these claims from fucking really losers,
Yeah.
right? Like every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to throw stones.
Yeah,
And,
of course.
And I get why they do it because, first of all, they get clout. Second of all, they get to be a part of the bandwagon.
Sure.
And the thing is, for me, I don't listen to Drake because I don't like his music.
Right.
Right? Character aside, just musically, I can't get through the formulaic stuff.
Yeah,
I just don't.
it's not
I
for
don't
you.
fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna listen to music, you gotta move me. I need to bounce to it. I need
Right.
the lyrics to punch me. Like
Right.
I need all of it.
Right.
And Drake's never really done that for me, except for the first album, the mixtape,
Yeah.
the one that had You the Best on it.
Right.
I think that
Can't think of it now, but yes.
I think that was a really, really solid piece of work.
Right.
But after that, for me, it just never hit. But I don't like the fact that he's addressing these stupid rumors.
You don't think he needs to?
Why
He's
do you
too
have
big
to?
for that.
Yeah, why do you have to?
And to her, like do it on a. If you're gonna do it on a solidified hip hop platform.
If anything, you're just reinforcing the idea of being a culture vulture because you're going to a white woman who nobody in hip hop respects.
I can't defend that.
Right? So like
I can't defend
Jay-Z,
that.
for example, rumors out the ass. This person's dad, this person's
Right.
cheated with this person, that person. You will never hear Jay-Z defend himself.
It's true.
Ever.
True. The one time we heard a statement from him was just when this whole Diddy thing came
Right.
about, and he was accused of something,
Right.
and he kiboshed that literally the next day
Right away.
and made a statement because it was assassinating his character, and it was a serious allegation.
Bad.
And you know what? Within a week, I think the lawsuit was thrown out the window. And I
Yeah.
guess the witness said it never happened.
And the lawyer almost got disbarred.
And going back to what you said before, these are say what you want about Drake, but it's that same thing.
Yeah.
They really haven't done that, but it's easy to say, "Hey,
It's
let's try."
It's the whole lions shouldn't care about the opinions of sheep.
Nicely
Right?
said.
If you have achieved that level of success, you don't owe anybody an explanation.
You don't.
Dude, just chase your wealth
don't.
and chase your fame. Like I don't ever think now that the dust is kind of settled, and not like us, even though it still gets played at a lot of arenas and stuff. Obviously, it's now starting to become played out. The song itself is starting to become played out.
I agree.
I feel like this would be a great time. Personally, if I was in his shoes, I would have taken the entire year, Drake, and just left. Just disappeared.
Right.
Don't do anything. Just leave. Don't let people see you. Don't give people the dignity to mention your name.
Right.
Don't give people the benefit of the doubt to bring up your name in shows and all this other bullshit and just vanish.
Yeah.
I think a year away from the spotlight, his fans would have been like craving for him.
Right.
But instead, people have gotten a host of clips of him touring, right? And on some of these tours, he has done things that just look so cringeworthy. And fans, even like Drake diehards, are like, "Yo, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to start a mosh pit at your concert? You
Yeah.
don't have music for people to mosh
Yeah.
to, right? All these
That's
little
not
things-
hip-hop.
Yeah, like
And he's still hip hop at the end of
for
the
sure,
day, right?
For sure. And I think what he's doing is just adding to all the dents in his armor. And for me, it doesn't feel like he's doing the things that his career deserves.
Right. I mean, you're not wrong. I think popularity wise and numbers wise, he's still doing amazing.
For sure.
His singles are still,
Yeah.
there's still anticipation.
Yeah.
People are rocking his music. It's a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
It's a teeter-totter between him and Kendrick. It
Yeah.
still is. And a lot of people couldn't survive that battle.
No.
Right? It's a lot of people couldn't survive that battle. Like most people couldn't have survived
Considering
that
how
battle.
many people came out and were on Kendrick's side, as far as rappers, athletes that were in the video.
Yep.
The fact
It's
that
true.
so many people were on just to be seen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's tough to come back from,
Yeah.
man. Very few people have been able to rebuild
it's
a
not
career.
easy.
Yeah, dude. To survive that beating, it takes someone that has serious clout.
Big did it,
Biggie did it.
but that was big.
And if Pac lived,
Right.
It wouldn't have happened.
Maybe it wouldn't have happened.
Pac would have
or
buried it.
it wouldn't have been such a comeback.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Pac would have diminished his legacy for sure.
Right. Right.
And you know, same goes for Nas and Jay and Mob and all these other people that
That's
Pac
true.
went at.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Pac had a different lane.
Right.
And ever since Pac passed, every single artist has tried to get that lane.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And you just can't.
Nah.
He's one of one.
He's one of one.
Yeah. And there's no one else that does it.
Right.
But yeah, that was on my mind. I'm like, yo, man.
I don't understand. Yeah, it's, you know, when most people go right, he goes left, and I don't get it. And I think it's because he's just, it could be out of just sheer boredom. The guy's
True.
done everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's still relatively young.
Yeah.
He's got more money than he knows what to do
he's not
with.
40 yet, is
no, he's like 37 or 38.
Crazy.
He's got more money than he knows what to do with. Like you said,
He'll never be broke.
Globally, he's probably one of the biggest artists. And every single platform, even if they don't like him, they'll always say he's probably the most consistent
Yeah.
since he started, and he's still on top,
Yeah.
or one of the ones on top.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do 15, 16 years later, to say that you're still relevant.
Yeah.
How many rappers can say that?
I would
Like,
you could probably count
on his level.
You could probably count it on one hand. And
Like to release number one albums and to have number one singles.
Yeah.
16, like he started in 2007, 2008. First album was 2009. So let's say 16 years, and you're still having number one singles.
Yeah.
And you're still having your monthly Spotify are in the millions.
Yep.
You're in the top, you know, like that's not easy
I
to
say
do.
Jay-Z.
That's the only,
It's a short list.
right?
Yeah, I would say Jay-Z. I mean, Kendrick's been able to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck, who else is there?
And then if you look at
Nobody does.
amount of albums he's released and mixtapes
Every year.
there's a lot out there. So you'd think that would dilute it a little bit,
Yeah.
but it hasn't.
So he was a pretty much one album a year type thing, right?
I think there was a couple years where he did two. Not he would do like a mixtape,
Right.
And then or a collab album. 'Cause
Right,
He's
right.
done a lot of collab albums, Future and
Oh, that's right.
21 Savage,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say it's out of sheer boredom, but I don't know why he's doing it, why he's doing it on platforms that don't make any sense. And you're right, he doesn't have to defend it because say what you want. He's not there's a lot of culture vultures, but he's not one of them because he is for the culture.
He's for the
You
culture.
might not like his approach to it,
Yeah.
but he's always been hip hop.
Yeah, he's for the culture.
You know
He's
what I
done
mean?
a lot of
And hip hop has said that to him.
He's done a lot of good things for legacy artists over the years. I mean, he's helped a lot of careers. He's also hurt a lot of careers.
Sure. But like I said, other rappers have done that too.
For sure.
A lot of people say Jay-Z, like when they look at Jay-Z and Nas, what they're doing now, what Nas is doing with Mass Appeal, they're like, well, Jay's not doing that. Jay's doing bigger things, and he's forgetting about
Jay's doing Jay.
right.
Yeah.
So you could some people could say, well, Jay's not really for the culture anymore. He's for the pockets.
And I don't know if you've heard, but there's rumors that Jay's back in the studio.
I didn't hear that, and that's crazy.
So there's rumors Jay's back in the studio.
Do we want another Jay-Z album? Is the
Personally,
question.
I do. Because 444 was so good.
444 was a solid album.
Like I don't like I go back and listen to the album.
It's a good
and
album.
Not a lot
It
of
is a good album.
misses.
But you know what? It's a good album in the sense of it had there was a purpose in regards to the contents of the album. There was if you haven't listened to the album, it's not a typical Jay-Z album.
Not at all. No.
You're not gonna have hit singles on it.
No.
You're not gonna have party songs.
Well, and the weird thing is, it kind of did manifest some hits. I mean, I don't want to say hits Billboard wise, but hits for songs that people
You're
should
right.
listen to.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah. That's
is
not inaccurate.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a very grown up. Like, I feel like Jay used to call himself the Black Frank Sinatra.
Right.
He really is.
That is undoubtable.
Like the things he's
He's,
done with his career and for his career to be where he is at now, the sophistication of the flows, the fact that 444 bar for bar is some of his best writing, which is insane.
For sure.
I want another J album.
I want another J album without the dreads and back to the short fade. The short fade, no dreads,
No Basquiat.
no Basquiat, clean like that fade that he had. That I want that blueprint I want the streets is watching. I want that in my lifetime. That's the Jay I want.
Well, and the question is, who is gonna produce the album? Because Kanye's gone.
You know what? I mean, I'm a sucker for like I said, his older work. So you got to bring Just Blaze in.
Yep.
Right? You got to bring Timbaland. You got to bring
Swiss
Pharrell.
Beats.
You got to bring Swiss. I mean, that's what I would say.
That's the recipe.
That's an easy. Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
He's done work with Dr.
That's
Dre.
the recipe.
Right?
Yeah.
But only on that level. Like if he's just going to release an album, if it's going to be another 444, okay, that's fine. But I need hits. I need hits.
I can't imagine Jay putting out another album unless it was going to be, at least in his mind,
right,
the best work he's done.
You know,
he doesn't seem like that guy.
I'm gonna say he's in his mid-50s, right? 50,
yes,
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I don't want to see another Snoop and Dre
debacle. Missionary, please, no.
Because that was bad.
I can't see Jay doing that. I think he's too self-aware.
I think you're totally right. Like but when was the last time he released an album? 444 was 2017, right?
Damn, was it really?
Yeah, it was 2017 because I had tickets to the concert in Portland, from all places. So we're talking about
10 years now.
Yeah, right.
God
so I mean, lyrically, but I mean, he's done work since then.
Yeah, he put in a couple.
He did some work on Khaled album. Remember, he did a couple singles.
Yep, and he did that album with Beyonce, the Carters.
Right, and don't get it twisted. He didn't do it for the sake of Khaled. He did it because Khaled's signed to Rock Nation, so there was a reason why he did that.
Gotta sell those records.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted.
And he also did that really amazing freestyle set where he did like a 7-minute verse on stage.
Oh, okay.
Which is like a really incredible piece of work.
Oh, wow.
It was around the time where Black Thought dropped that 15-minute freestyle.
Right.
And it was like, Black Thought's the greatest, the greatest, the greatest, the greatest. And then I can't remember what there was some event. I think it may have been one of his movie releases or, you know how he did the Khalif Browder documentary?
Yeah.
I think it may have been a part of that release, but he was on stage, he was in a tuxedo, and he did like a 7-minute freestyle.
And this is the Basquiat?
Yeah, this is
okay.
Basquiat.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. Like the writing, obviously the writing is not slipped at all. But another album that's on its way out, which I can give a fuck about, and only one reason I'm even bringing it up is to say, fuck DJ Khaled. It's Free Palestine all day on this side. And the fact that Khaled's dropping another
100%.
album and has still not said shit about Palestine, trash.
It's sad.
Trash.
And if you look at his Instagram, all he's getting is just like the comments are so with such hatred. It's amazing because
Shout out to the trolls.
I mean, even if you want to be Mr. Diplomatic, you could say something about just the killing of the kids,
dude, just
the starvation, like anything. You could do anything.
I mean, I think Dave Chappelle nailed it when he said DJ Khaled's the only overweight Palestinian.
That's right.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
Man,
I know.
Whack.
It is whack. And you know what? You can tell, I mean, his popularity is not there. It's not once it's there what it used to be.
Plummeted.
And there's a reason why. And even Drake, who used to work with him a lot, he did something funny where this was maybe about a year ago when Khaled was trying to promote the new album. He's like, "Oh, new album coming, Drake," and then he's like, "Drake who? Drake Bell?" And from that TV show, Drake. Right. And he said that. Right. And Drake has done some things pro-Palestine, which what I'm saying is if you have people like that who don't really need to, and you're from the country, your parents born and raised, like 100% in your blood, and you can't even make one comment about what the horror that's happening there.
He's the only Palestinian
with
artist.
43 million. He's got 43 point something. I might be more now on Instagram. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of people.
Dude, he's the only dude that could fast for 30 days and gain weight.
Yeah.
And shout out to Mo Amer, the stand-up comic Mo
great.
Amer, who's fantastic. For anybody that hasn't watched the show, Mo, check it out.
Probably
on Netflix.
one of the best,
dude,
comedy, but with a purpose.
It's dark. It's dark, but again, it's hilarious.
It's great.
And Toby and Wigwe, who's on there,
right?
Dude did a great job. I didn't even know he could act, but he did a great job. Shout out to Mo, man. You killed that shit. Much respect.
Dope. And Mo's stand-up is a stand-up special.
Really funny.
And even his interviews on podcasts and on talk shows, he's great.
Yeah, he needs to be a bigger star. I'm sure he will.
Yeah,
he's gonna be.
He's already moving on up.
But I saw you bring up a album cover on your phone.
Yeah, thanks to you, because we were talking about, but you're the one who actually.
Good.
Yeah. So.
Shout out to all my tokers out there. If you toke, liven up with me.
So. For me, for news, let's go into that. So, so that's actually funny because that was part of one of my news things. So Ghostface Killer,
Peace.
aka Iron Man, aka Tony Stark's, the original Tony Stark's, like we like to call him. He was Iron Man before it got popular.
Absolutely.
Right?
When it was just a comic.
He was Iron Man in the his first album was titled Iron Man. I mean, we're talking 1995.
Yeah. Probably around there.
And it had the hit single Daytona 500, which is crazy.
Banger.
Speed Racer video, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Dude, your memory's sharp, man.
Thank you. His sophomore album was Supreme Clientele, which was a great album.
Certified classic.
Do you remember listening to it back then or now?
No.
Back then I didn't listen to it.
Same.
I listened to it in the last probably 15 years.
Same. So I didn't listen to it at
Iron Man I did. Real time.
For me, it would have been post 2000s where I got into the Wu catalog.
So let's talk about Ghostface. There's 9 members of Wu-Tang, of the Wu-Tang Clan. Some people are now saying, I don't know if you agree with this, that they shouldn't be considered a group, but more of a collective. Just because there's so many members. What do you think about that? There was actually having a debate because they're saying a duo is 2, a group is more than 2, but when you start getting to that 9, 8, 8, 7, 8, 9, is that a group or is that and I forget which podcast, it was a hip hop podcast, and it was actually, I really started thinking about it, I'm like, is it a collective? There are 9 members. You will never see that many members in hip hop. Usually it's a two, duo like UGK, Outkast, or it's going to be 3 or more like a TRU, like a Souls of Mischief, hieroglyphic.
Yeah.
Now, now you just actually brought up a good one. See, I would think like Boot Camp Click and Hieroglyphics. To me, that's a collective.
Yes,
because they're not necessarily a group where they've made. They're a group putting out group material. They're just a collection of rappers that mess
just like
with
Native Tongues.
Right,
Same thing. It's a collective.
So, for me, I think Wu-Tang's still a group.
Who's a group?
Yeah,
Group.
yeah, right.
Because they've put out group albums.
Right.
With everybody on the album.
Right.
Native Guns doesn't have an album.
Right.
Right? Def Squad doesn't have an entire Def Squad album.
Right.
They're a collection of artists. But yeah, who's a group?
Who's a group, right?
Yeah.
So where would you rank Ghostface? And that's tough because, I mean, Wu-Tang, for every other group or duo, you can always say there's one better than the other. Even if it's by a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? You always like Outkast. They're both dope, but Andre's better.
Yeah.
UGK, that's depends on. I think Bun B. I think you're gonna say Pimp C because you're right. But there's always a definitive kind of
yes.
But with Wu-Tang, I'm not saying. I mean, obviously there's some that are better than the others. But I mean, for that number 1 spot, you gotta go through Ray, Chef Raquan. You gotta go through Ghost. You gotta go through Meth. You gotta go to ODB, Inspector Deck. I mean, and then you got Master Killer, and then you got You God, and then you got I think Jizza. I mean, we forgot about Jizza. Jizza is very underrated.
Genius.
So where do you put him in the rankings? 1 to 9, 1 being the top.
There was a time where, for me, it was uncontested. Ghostface was number 1.
Really,
uncontested.
And for me, it was Ray.
And that's the crazy part because that Ray is the reason why I couldn't put him number 1. Because I went back and would listen to Ray stuff like, yo, Ray is on this.
Only built for Cuban links? Forget about it.
God. And the Purple Tape.
Yeah.
The Purple Tape's amazing, man.
It is amazing.
So, the thing is for me, Method Man has my favorite flow out of all the Wu members. Because
I can see that.
Meth can ride a beat like nobody's business.
It's true.
I feel like Meth is probably the most entertaining out of the Wu.
Yep.
But he can't be considered, for me at least, the greatest Wu member because he hasn't had a definitive solo album. Tikal wasn't a great album.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And nowadays, if it was released today, it'd be better than a lot of shit that's out there.
Sure.
But you're right. It wasn't only built for Cuban links, and it wasn't an Iron Man.
It wasn't Liquid Swords.
It wasn't Liquid Swords at all.
Those albums were like racing ahead.
It's true.
And it's not Meth's fault, right? Like, I'm sure you've heard the story about how RZA had a whole different album made for Meth,
And then they lost it.
and they had the flood.
the water damage.
Yeah, and then it lost.
had to start
all of
from
Meth.
scratch again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Meth kind of got ripped off, which
Yeah.
is not really fair.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's got some bangers
It does.
on it.
Yeah.
Bring the Pain
Yeah.
and You're All I Need, and there's stuff there.
But I feel like-
it's just not a classic album.
I feel like Meth has done more quality stuff on the group albums than he has solo.
And with Red,
With Redman, yeah.
Right?
That Blackout album's amazing.
true, yeah.
So for me, at this point, overall,
yeah.
Ghostface is the number one.
Oh,
rapper
wow,
of the
okay.
Wu-Tang Clan.
For me, you know what? Honestly, listening to Supreme Clientele 2, which we're getting into, yeah, I think he's because it was solidified Ray for the longest time.
Yeah.
And now I think
because
he
what other-
just sounds better than ever.
What other Wu member is even close? Like Inspector Deck, who's one of my favorite, doesn't make music anymore.
No, and Inspector Deck had a solo album, and he released a collaborative album with Pete Rock.
Mm-hmm.
He's released some really good stuff, but I think we all get blinded by his Triumph verse, and then we think he's the greatest of all, right? Because that verse is just so good,
I hate to say it, I've done that. I've absolutely done that.
and it kind
off of the verse.
it blinds your vision
Yes.
of like he's the best
Yeah.
member because of
This
that.
is nonsense.
Right, but he's definitely there. But you're right. As far as if you're talking about album,
Yeah.
like a like a classic album,
Yeah.
he doesn't have one.
Doesn't have one.
Meth doesn't have one.
Nope.
Ray does. Ghost does. RZA doesn't. Bobby Digital. Liquid Swords is a classic album.
For
So
sure.
you could give that to Jizza.
Yep.
Capadonna, I don't even. Oh, no, Capadonna's not a.
Master
You got.
Killa never had one.
No, you got.
never
no,
had one. ODB's is considered a
you
classic.
know what?
Brooklyn Zoo.
ODB's.
posthumously-
That album could be.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that just because
he's not.
he's
with us
not.
anymore.
Yeah, with us. The album was. I mean, at the time I didn't like it. Now I really appreciate it.
I think Brooklyn Zoo is one of those albums that you have to grow up to listen to.
100. But I think that's a lot of Wu-Tang stuff.
For sure, for
Other
sure.
than the Wu-Tang group albums, I feel like the solo albums can go over people's heads.
Dude, even Bobby Digital, man. When I first heard it, we heard it together.
was-
We were both like, "What the fuck is
it
this
was so
garbage?"
out there.
We weren't ready.
Yeah, and if you listen to it now, it's not bad.
It's actually decent.
It's kind of
all the way through.
It's a very abstract album.
And I think the thing that gets people, what makes RZA a little bit harder to listen to is because he doesn't have the standard cadence of a rapper.
He does not.
He doesn't have a standard rhyme pattern. His rhyme pattern doesn't actually make practical sense.
Right.
Because you listen to a verse from him, you're like, wait, where's the rhyme in it?
He's
Where's-
an East
where's
Coast Silk the
rhyme?
Shocker.
But
Right?
at least Silk had a pattern. With RZA,
Did he?
I mean, I think he had a pattern.
And I'm not hating it, but a lot of people now are saying like they're on is like his
wor-
flow is
the
just
best
all
worst
over.
rapper.
Yeah, the best worst
I
rapper.
think RZA has a pattern where
He can definitely rhyme and he can spit.
rhyme.
He can
and
definitely
he says
spit.
some wild shit.
But you're right. It's not consistent with the beats.
Which makes it, if you're a traditional hip hop purist, which makes it almost not listenable.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have to dive into his album.
really do.
And sit in it.
Yeah.
Because I did that a couple of months back. I'm like, let me just go and see.
Right.
Did I really hate it? I'm like, no, man, I didn't hate it. And I
No.
had to do that with almost every member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
Right?
I can see that because I've done that.
And this is where Ghostface kind of steals the show. Because this dude has never slipped.
He really hasn't.
He put out an album 2 years ago. Not a lot of fanfare. Didn't make a lot of noise. I don't know why.
Right.
But if you listen to after this, if you listen, you've heard Supreme. If you go
Yeah.
back and listen to the last one, I think you're gonna be surprised again. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this guy makes great fucking music.
Yeah, and you know, I kind of, and thanks to this podcast, it's kind of brought it back up because I was so stuck on the old stuff that you're like, oh, their new stuff can't be as good.
Exactly.
And no. That I think in the past year or so, you know, LL, Ghostface,
Slick
Nas,
Rick.
Slick Rick, they've proven otherwise. You know, they've proven otherwise.
I'm waiting for that Rakim one.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
It's supposed to be the premiere. That's
I mean, come
blessing
on.
for hip hop.
So-
but yeah, back to the album.
So back to the album. So I'm gonna go out on the limb and say, as far as hip hop albums are concerned for 2025, in my opinion, it's the album of the year.
You know, I can't really argue with you.
Would you contest that?
I can't argue with you totally. I would say Clips is
Ooh.
is close. Again,
Clips is a good album.
The production misses.
Clips is lyrically, it's a very solid album.
Lyrically, it's one of the best.
And actually, that's another group that would be included in that, because they've been around since 2005.
Yeah.
So that they're considered,
and really never made a bad album.
No, so you're right. The Clips was solid. I just feel like that Ghostface ones is a little bit more consistent.
It's a solid. And the thing is, like, there's a couple of songs on there that I really didn't expect. I don't know the name of it, but there's one song where he's talking about one of his homies that's about to die, and he goes to visit him in the hospital, and it's really deep. I'm like, yo, Ghost has got so much depth, and sometimes you forget that he's also got like really beautiful, like almost ballad type music as well.
Right.
But he's so hard when he rhymes, you forget that he's got like multiple emotional dimensions that he can bring.
It's true.
And this album really showcases.
I don't know if you remember, but remember when Jay released Black Album and that was supposed to be his final ode to hip hop or to music?
Yeah.
And then he released that Fade to Black documentary, which is one of my favorite.
Amazing.
Do you remember he brought Ghostface out?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't bring any rappers out.
Nobody. Jay doesn't share the stage or the limelight or the spotlight with anybody.
And if he was going to bring somebody, you wouldn't think it's be Ghostface.
Yeah, there's obviously a deep, much
so
deeper
there's something there
much deeper respect.
For him to say, I want you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
but if you're a 90s hip hop fan, if you grew up in the 90s, if you were a teenager in the 90s, this album is well worth listening to. Like, you will not be disappointed.
And I don't know if you so obviously you told me about the album as in regards to listen to it. I knew about it. I hadn't listened to it yet. Did you listen to the whole album?
All the way through.
Okay, so how did you listen to it? Did you listen to it on a stereo or on headphones?
Headphones.
Okay. Did you notice the quality of the sound? Did you notice any kind of in regards to the sharpness of the sound and the audio?
Yeah, so the mix master,
I don't know if you caught that or not.
Whoever did the work, the mix master was like the Dre level of clarity.
And that's why we are in sync. Exactly. And you know who it was?
Who?
Young Guru.
Wow. I mean, that makes complete sense.
Because I was like, why does this album sound so sonically so much better? Yeah. And I got pretty good headphones, and I'm like,
and your sound
is coming from everywhere on these headphones. Yeah. So I'm looking at it, and each track, Young Guru. And if you don't know who Young Guru is, shout out to Young Guru. Other than Dr. Dre, probably the best sound engineer / mixer in not even in hip hop, in music.
If
he's done Rihanna albums.
If you don't know who Young Guru is, you're not a hip hop fan.
You're crazy.
Because Jay-Z,
yes,
every single bar Jay-Z has ever spit,
yes,
Young Guru is the engineer.
Correct.
Every single song Jay's been on doesn't happen without Young Guru.
Now, you being an MC, how important is it to have somebody who can sonically, like, you can have a great producer, but a producer doesn't always do the engineering.
Dude.
So just kind of tell
everything.
Right.
Because Jay doesn't have a traditionally good voice.
No.
Right?
No.
It's not a great voice.
It's not a great voice.
It's really mid-voice.
No,
but
it's
the
true.
mix, the way Guru knows Jay's voice.
Right.
And knows how to fit his voice into the production that he gets. I mean, when I there's this phrase second to none, it really, there's nobody else that does it better.
In your recording process, did you ever have an experience with a bad audio engineer as opposed to a good audio engineer?
Oh yeah, so I've had experience with a producer that was not an audio engineer.
Right.
And was kind of just learning how to do it because there's really nobody else unless you want to pay an arm and a leg to get it done.
Right.
So in Vancouver, Stuntman, shout out to Stuntman, is probably one of the best in the city to do it. These dudes cost a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
And if you're an artist that's independent, it's not signed to a label, and you don't have these personal relationships, you can't really be like, yo, do this for me.
Right.
But, Jay-Z and Guru are like hand in glove, right?
Hand in glove.
Yeah, they're like, and I've heard Guru on Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Talk about Jay's process.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I think the admiration is mutual. Like, I think the way Guru sees Jay sees Guru the same way.
100%.
And I think that's how you build a relationship that, 1994 was Jay's first album?
Reasonable Doubt, 96. 95, 96.
So,
Kick
30 years?
Released 96,
30 years deep?
Which we did a review on, so go and watch that episode.
Fun one.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, you have to have a lot of trust in that person, right? because I mean that's your body of work you're
Yeah.
giving to somebody to fine tune in a sense
And share with the world.
and share with the world. So I mean,
So it really makes sense.
if you haven't listened to that album, listen to the album.
Yeah.
It's an amazing. I know in the future we're gonna do a Ghostface Killer album.
There's gonna be so many quotables.
That's obvious.
But a random aside, again, if you're one of the '90s babies, I know a lot of people that grew up in the West Coast didn't listen to the Wu, didn't give
True.
Wu a fair chance.
Very
and
true.
a lot of people I know didn't. But I would say if you're still the problem is, people get to their 40s and stuff, and they become those. I just listen to whatever's on the radio.
You know, you bring a good point, and I'm going to ask you why don't you think we got pigeonholed in that? Because although we were very West Coast, we listened to I had the Das FX tape, we had
Fushnikins.
Wu-Tang, Fushnikins, Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So what do you think? Were we just hip hop fans?
I think
Lords of the Underground.
Well, I think there's
Trouble Neck
people-
Brothers.
I think there's people that
Nas.
that kind of dabble with the culture.
Yeah.
Right. But I think we are a part of hip hop culture. There's a
Right.
big difference.
Right.
Right. We grew up in it. We are a part of it.
We love
represent-
every aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. We weren't just fair weather fans. We listened to everything.
Right.
Even if we didn't like it. Like, I don't like Mike Geronimo. I think he's whack.
Yeah,
But
I'm
he's
not a
a
fan.
cornerstone of East Coast hip hop.
Right.
We listen to it because he is the cornerstone of East Coast
Right.
hip hop. Right. Even like KRS-One, traditionally, most music listeners can't listen to a KRS-One album because he doesn't make music for non-hip hop sensibilities.
It's true.
But if you're a hip hop fan, dude, I
I get it.
on every bar of KRS-One.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But if you're not a hip hop fan, you can't go through that. And then you get to an age where I've heard, dude, I can't tell you how many times I've had people in our age group say shit like, "Oh, it's too much work. I don't want to go find new music."
Yeah, I don't understand that.
So they'll either stay trapped in the 90s,
Yeah.
or they become the radio people. Just whatever's on the radio.
Which is trash.
Which is
I
garbage.
mean, let's face it. No offense, but
You're doing yourself a disservice
you really are.
because this isn't hip hop, right? Like, hip hop, first of all, is global.
Yes.
So if you want to really get into hip hop internationally, it's endless supply.
Yeah.
But just North American hip hop,
Right.
as is. There's
Right.
so much incredible music.
It's true.
And I would say for stuff that you didn't give a chance to, and you're on the West, artists like Pete Rock, CL Smooth,
Yeah.
Eric B. Rakim, you probably wouldn't have listened to it because you weren't around.
Big Daddy Kane.
Or you just ignored it.
It's true.
Right? Go and listen to the Brooklyn Zoo album, Old Dirty Bastard. I gotta say, it's one of my guilty pleasures.
It's a great album.
When I would just want to disappear into madness, that is one of my favorite albums.
And Brooklyn Zoo as a song,
So good.
that beat
good.
is so cold.
And the
And
dude.
and shout out right there. That's the ODB cover, the PSD. That's the actual ODB cover. Remember, it's the license.
Yeah.
The license. Yeah, that's why I got that up there.
We'll take a picture afterwards.
Yeah,
and share it
but
with
I
you
mean,
guys.
even the album cover was so substantial, right? Of him,
The license.
and he was such an animated. He was the Busta Rhymes of Wu-Tang.
And he was an addict the whole time.
Yeah.
He was high as fuck the whole time. It's
true.
There was very little sober ODB that we got. But
Yeah.
I feel like the only way for him to exist was being high. I don't think he could exist sober.
His greatness was when he was at that
Yeah.
level of
Yeah, intoxication.
intoxication.
Yeah.
But a lot of rappers say when they're on something, some of their best work is from that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I can
Would
attest-
you say that?
I can attest. Because
Have you ever made music or have you ever recorded music not having smoked no weed?
Yep,
And
yeah.
is there a difference?
for sure.
Is it
Sure.
a good, bad, or what?
So
or
for me, I
different?
I think it's just different. I think
Yeah.
when I rap and I don't smoke, I'm really technical.
Okay.
And I make it a point to, like, every single detail has to be almost over perfect.
Okay.
And
yeah.
that's not a good thing always.
right.
So I kind of have to pull back. But when I smoke, I don't think.
So,
So
what?
the beat plays and I can just kind of like disappear.
So when do you decide that you need to differentiate the two and for this song I can't be this, or is
Yeah.
that something you consciously do, or you just kind of go with the flow?
No, so now I know how to use cannabis properly before my recording sessions.
Right.
So what I'll do now is, so like for example, I have a song called Brown Love, and the hook
Dope
is
track.
like, and the hook is like real West
Dope
Coast.
track.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's a lot of fun to do, and like the thing is, when I was first doing the hook, I would like try to be really particular about not smoking. I would go in the studio, and the hook is just like Sexy, sweet, brown love. My people can get enough. Take hold of
Yep.
my soul. So it's really chill, laid back.
Definitely.
And when I don't smoke, I don't want to say over enunciate, but I focus too hard on making sure you hear the words.
Right.
Whereas when I smoke, I can just sit back in the pocket and just let it be an exhale.
So the result is better on weed
Yeah.
than off weed.
That's for the recording process for sure.
Yeah.
For performing, never.
Oh, okay.
I will never perform music
Right.
stoned
Why is that?
because I want to be flawless.
So
I
you
wanna
don't
be
think when you've
flawless.
smoked a little, you don't think you're at
Well, the thing is, I do some double time that's excruciatingly fast. Like I punish myself.
Right.
And do double time that's like
and you do it very well.
insane.
Yeah, you do it very well.
But when I do it live, I gotta make sure I catch all the breaths because I don't use a hype man, and I don't
Right.
use ad libs. It's just
You don't
me
have a
and the
split
mic.
star.
And I wouldn't use one.
Yeah, I get it.
It's just me and the mic.
You don't need it.
Me, mic, and the beat. And the thing is, for me, when I do like the really, really fast double time, if I'm stoned, I won't miss words, but I will be more likely to miss breaths.
Okay. Got
And
it.
then if I miss a breath, I won't miss a word, but I'll
Right.
have to take a breath.
Right.
Which means
And that affects your performance.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
I hate that.
You're a
I
perfectionist
hate
when it
that.
comes to
It's
that.
gotta be flawless.
So I get it. I respect
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, it definitely does, and I feel like ODB, what he was on, because I mean, you hear stories from the Woo,
Yes.
and he was on like everything you can imagine.
Everything.
So and I feel like we kind of got what ODB was here to give us, but his son is carrying on his legacy in a really cool way. So I guess in a way,
Yeah.
he's kind of he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, Supreme Clientele 2. Check it out if you haven't. Dope album. I'm gonna listen to it again and I'm gonna download it.
Big ups Ghostface.
So, just finishing that blurb, I came up with a statement after listening to it, and I said, and I basically wrote, the vets are coming back,
Yeah,
and Mass Appeal deserves a lot of the credit.
love that.
Would you agree on that? Like Nas
Absolutely.
and there's a partner involved with Mass Appeal Records, but what they've done, especially in the last, I mean, they've been around since 2014. They've released other albums, but in the last 2 years, it's specifically older.
Yeah, the legacy artists.
And I think it's a beautiful thing, right?
Amazing. Why not? Nas is almost a billionaire. He's
Yeah.
got the means,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He invested well, made a shit ton of money, and I mean, Nas is kind of like, he is one of the architects of East Coast hip hop. He defined the sound for generations of artists to come. Without Nas, there are so many artists that don't exist.
It's true.
And there's a style of rap that the East Coast delivers that wouldn't exist. So I think him being the person,
Yep.
moving Mass Appeal forward is very poetic.
Would it be safe to say that we could call him the elder statesman of hip hop?
For sure. Yeah, he's at that place now.
Because I think a lot of people think Jay's that guy,
So tough, man.
right? And I'm not knocking Jay, but I feel like Jay's direction right now is more focused on business.
Yeah, he doesn't have
The hip hop
legacy
thing
imprint.
is kind of on the back burner.
Yeah, and I feel like the NFL is a part of that, right? It moved Jay-Z
It's a lot of that.
into a different place.
It's a lot of that.
Yeah, Jay doesn't have that legacy imprint left behind. Weirdly, neither of them have artists that have been successful under them.
Nas less than Jay.
Yeah,
Jay's
Jay's got a couple of randos.
I mean, if you talk about him in Rockefeller,
Yeah.
as him being
Yeah.
an executive, he's
Yeah.
had some success. But Nas, I mean, he had that QB's finest.
Yeah, the
And
Uchiwali crew.
They didn't really,
No.
yeah.
So yeah, it's weird that didn't happen. But the fact
true.
that Nas has parlayed this into a record label,
Yeah.
to keep the legacy artists alive is fucking beautiful.
And he set up some type of I don't know how the exacts of it, but a fund for older
Yeah.
hip hop artists who don't have financial means.
I think Rakim was the first recipient.
That's
got
pretty.
$1 million.
I mean, that's kind of cool, man.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Because I mean, what he's basically saying is, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this success.
And, like-
I'm standing on your shoulders.
Like $1 million for a Rakim now is way different from what it was in the 90s.
Sure.
Because in the 90s, artists that would get $1 million would blow it in 6 months.
100%.
The person receiving the $1 million now, Rakim, he's gonna make that mill last potentially
course.
for the rest of his life.
Of course.
Right? And I think that's the great part because hip hop doesn't have a retirement fund.
Nope.
Entertainment doesn't have a retirement fund.
There's no
unless you're-
union. There's no SAG.
Yeah, there's no SAG-AFTRA. There's
Right.
none of the AFTRA. There's none of that
It's
stuff.
true.
So this is kind of like making sure that hip hop artists don't end up broke and destitute.
Right.
And I'm here for it.
So shout outs to Nas for that, man.
Big
And
time.
shout outs to Mass Appeal. And shout outs to Ghostface for just bringing amazing music. Even at this, I mean, he's been doing it now, what? 94, 90, not 95,
30
93,
years.
94. I mean, come on.
30 years deep.
We're talking about Drake and being consistent for 15 years. I mean, double that out.
Putting all new rappers on notice. If you're not doing it at that level, don't do it.
And putting most of you to shame.
Yeah,
really.
for real.
Another thing I wanted to bring up for news. So Forbes magazine, which is God
Why are you talking
forbid
about hip-hop?
they know anything, but I had to bring it up. They released a top 10 hip hop songs of all time. So I'm going to read you the top 10. I just want to get your take on it.
Oh boy.
1 to 10. Number 1, The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Number 2, Rappers Delight, Sugar Hill Gang. Number 3, Planet Rock, Africa Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force. Number 4, Sucker MC's Run DM to the Sea. Number 5, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, Ghetto Boys. Number 6, Nothing But a G Thing, Snoop Doggy Dogg, because he was Snoop Doggy Dogg at that time.
Right.
Featuring Dr. Dre. Number 7, Fight the Power, Public Enemy. Number 8, Juicy, the Notorious B.I.G. Number 9, Straight Outta Compton, NWA. And number 10, Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim. Now, when I look at this list, my first take on it was, you're trying to put everybody together.
Yeah.
You've obviously chosen.
It was very deliberate.
You've looked at it very. You're not looking at it from a fan. You're looking at it from what's almost politically correct.
It feels like a Chat GPT list.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do agree with a couple of these songs.
G thing.
So my critique on it is, for me personally, if I'm doing a top 10 in hip hop, I don't need to include the forefathers in there if I don't feel like the song is hot.
Yeah.
Or the song is the best. Like, I still have respect for them,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean I owe them anything. And is that
Yeah, not in the court.
is that a negative connotation
Not
to
at
go
all.
towards?
Not in the court of public opinion, because
But some people do that, right? When they make lists, like, they almost feel like they have to put LL Cool J or they have to put Rakim in their top.
they're acting like purists, but it's not authentic.
Well, that's the thing. So then you're not a purist in that sense.
It's performative, right?
Right.
Yeah, and that's not
You're almost being diplomatic,
on purpose,
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so reading that top 10, what do you think of it?
I mean, you don't put "It Was a Good Day" on it. I think it's an embarrassing list. Ice Cube's "It Was a Good Day." If that's not on your top 10, that's
Would you
what?
put that over Straight Outta Compton?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think "It Was a Good Day" is a landmark song.
Are you talking about when you're making that statement? Are you saying it musically or the relevance of the topic of the song?
Specifically musically.
Okay, fair enough.
Just musically.
Then I would definitely agree with you.
If you
on
don't
that.
put Cream on that list, what?
Facts.
If you don't put Pac's "Keep Your Head Up" on that list, what? How do you have no Pac songs? Dear Mama, no.
That's
be a
kind of
top
where
10,
I was going with
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that list is trash.
Yeah.
Trash list. G thing is a standout.
G thing I agree with. Juicy could be an argument.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
could be an
it's
argument.
on the fringes for sure.
It could be an argument.
Yeah.
Straight Outta Compton could be an argument for some people.
Sure. Dude, even the message lingers in that area for me personally, because I think what they did in that song is phenomenal.
Right.
But yeah, for me personally, that it lingers in that space.
Right. I think Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks on Me.
Sure.
I totally agree with that.
That's pretty close.
Nothing But a G Thing. I think that's got a little bit of reverence.
Yep.
Maybe.
G thing for me would be a top 10.
I mean, that
all-time.
was an important song.
Big time.
But yeah. I mean, Forbes, you didn't do horrible, but this list is not authentic. In
yeah,
your
you
way.
use ChatGPT. Don't lie.
And then the last thing I wanted to say on my end, so Hot 97, famous radio station in New York. We obviously didn't grow up listening to it, but we knew of it because it was so right. Funk Master Flex, DJ Enough, Camilo, Angie Martinez,
Right. Hell yeah.
DJ Clue. I mean, these guys. This was hip hop's. Like, this was the station for hip hop.
This was the radio
in
peak.
North America.
Yeah,
When you talked about hip hop, it was Hot 97. It was always number
Absolutely.
one. And then we had I think Power 107 or in on the West Coast with
Big Boy.
Sway and Tech
And then you had
and
Big
Big
Boy,
Boy
yeah.
and all those, right?
Yeah.
And the Cali Kings, right? But Hot 97 was it. They were it.
Funk Master Flex broke so many records.
30-year career
Yeah.
plus.
Yep.
So, as we know, music has gone into a different direction. It's digital, it's online, it's here, there, and everywhere. And radio is kind of a dying format.
Garbage.
Even satellite radio is now slowly dying. Howard Stern is retiring. They're not going to renew his contract.
Yeah.
It's not what it used to be. First and foremost, do you listen to? I mean, obviously, I know you don't listen to radio in regards to hip hop. We don't even have a hip hop station in Vancouver, which is ridiculous. But do you think people like if we had a Hot 97, is that a last of a dying breed now?
For sure.
It's like print media.
Yeah, well, terrestrial radio isn't actually as dead as
And
people
that's
think.
the correct term, terrestrial radio.
There is some radio that's killing, but again, niche markets in the U.S.
Right.
Like Atlanta's got a pop-in radio scene.
Oh, okay.
For music.
Right.
There's actually quite a few radio stations in the U.S. that you still have to go and see.
Right.
And touch.
Okay.
If you want to have your music break in certain markets. So I do think that there's still a place. Like Canadian radio, it's fucking dead. It doesn't
horrible.
exist. Some of the worst radio stations, some of the worst VJs,
Facts.
whatever you want to call them. Some of the most boring personalities.
Absolute
And probably
facts.
some of the least versatile music playlists out of any
So
market
true.
in North America.
Yep.
I think Vancouver's probably one of the worst.
It has.
Just garbage.
Yep.
But I think the U.S. still has enough of a radio market for artists to still have careers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still relatively important.
Still relatively important. It's weird because the radio stations now are terrestrial and web-based. Like they
Right.
run concurrent shows.
That's right. And
So-
Hot 97 is one of them.
Yeah, so like Steve Harvey's show was massively huge.
Right.
Right? Like there's still what's that dude's name? The comedian?
Oh, Ricky
Ricky
Smiley.
massive radio
Yeah, he's
market.
big, yeah.
So there's a lot of these dudes that still have these really cornerstone
Right.
franchises.
And then Breakfast Club. Right?
Yeah, they still got there's still people that do it, but again, they're very specific markets in the US
Right.
that have that access.
Right. So Hot 97 recently in the last week fired their longtime DJ Enough. So DJ Enough
Crazy.
was the first DJ in regards to hip hop on Hot 97 who popularized the
Yeah.
game. Like you knew of him.
For sure.
And then Flex came along after. So what they've done is DJ Enough had a Monday to Friday gig from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then Flex took it over from 7 to 10. And what they did is they basically put Enough on the curve after 27 years of service.
Damn.
And they gave Flex a longer time frame.
Oh,
of
they give him the whole
5
5
to 10.
Wow.
And then so Flex goes on the radio and says, Enough's my brother, and it's all, I wish him the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then he makes a comment saying he's gonna make radio great again. So Ebro in the morning, which I think you're familiar with,
yeah,
Ebro
Ebro's a
Darden,
hip-hop head.
who I respect.
Yeah,
I think
he's got great interviews.
I mean, some people don't like him, but he says it's on
And
his
he's got
mind.
and he's got a lot of really dope interviews.
He
from
really
some of the
does.
biggest artists of all
He
time.
really does.
so-
And he doesn't really hold back.
Nah.
Yeah.
He goes in.
And so he's got a morning show on Hot 97 with him and Peter Rosenberg.
Yes.
Which some people like, some people don't like. And
while.
Laura Stiles. So they were and Ebro was saying like what happened to Enough, it was horrible. There's a lot of rumors saying that Flex actually
Kind of spearheaded it.
Flex basically said, because Flex is the company guy
Yeah.
where
And
everybody
he gets ratings, yo.
and
People
that's
fuck with
so
Flex.
Ebro was like, listen, Flex is doing that, he's getting the bag, he's gonna do that all day long. Ebro doesn't agree with it. They're hearing rumors of him kind of be like, hey, talking to the execs and be like, hey, why don't you give me the slot? You don't have to pay both of us. I'm your guy. And then Enough went on TMZ after. He got fired literally and said, yeah, Flex had something to do with it. I know this for a fact. So it's kind of caused this dissertation between the DJs at Hot 97. It's basically like Flex versus everybody. But because Flex is so big and he's still so important that people are like, okay. Even on Enough's last day, DJ Khaled and Fat Joe and some other rappers went in person and kind of, so that's obviously you're a big deal when
Shit.
So I guess my question to you is not even a question. What do you do in that scenario where let's say Flex didn't even go to the company, but the company comes in and says, listen, we got to fire this guy. But we're going to give you more of his time. How do you feel about it? I mean, do you take the bag and say, well, I got to do what I got to do? Or are you going to be like, nah, man, that's my friend. This is a guy who schooled me. Because he literally, Flex had literally said he schooled him into the game. And enough has been said by all the different DJs, even DJs who don't even work for Hot 97 anymore, like Clue and Angie Martinez, that he's the most nicest, most loyal person who looked after everybody. And like nobody has a bad thing to say about Enough. So what do you do if you're Flex? Is this a bad look?
It's such a bad look. It's such a bad look, man. Because personally,
right,
if you're Flex and you have this power,
yeah,
you can make Enough a part of your show. Right? Like you don't have to.
Sure.
You can create,
you can.
A space where
that's actually a very good
collaborator
point.
Comes in for like an hour, does the Enough spot, like
that's
and that way you maintain your credibility as the guy.
Right.
You don't burn the bridge, and you have some credibility.
But if you're Enough, do you feel like it's like a handout almost? Like, come on, man, I've been doing this longer than you have.
And I think it depends on how Flex approaches it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think personally, what I would do in that situation, I would be like, yo, man, you're an institution. You can't go anywhere. We cannot let you leave. My show is your show because,
right,
you're the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
So let's find a way to make sure you can still contribute to this if you want to. If you're done with them, you're done with them. I can't help you. But if you want to, like, you should extend the olive branch. Right?
I agree.
If you're the guy,
I totally
you should
agree.
do that.
I think Hot 97, they know that Flex is their guy.
Right.
He's the Michael Jordan, right? He's the LeBron. He's the Tom Brady. Without him, everything kind of collapses in a sense because he's your guy. So I think Flex has enough power to say, listen, you can't fire him, or you got to do something with him, and you can't totally
build it together.
And I think if he fought enough, they would have said, okay, fine, we'll do something.
And I don't think he would have had to fight very hard. Obviously, Enough still has an audience.
Oh, he does.
So
he does.
Basically, what you're doing is just
because they're saying his ratings were better than ever. Like they weren't tapering off at all.
Yeah, so you're basically taking Enough's audience and just merging them with Flex's audience.
Right.
And, obviously they have overlap.
Yeah, but I think that's what the argument is. And that's what's left a bad taste. And like you didn't fight for him, or you didn't fight hard enough for him.
It's whack. I don't like it.
Yeah,
doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
doesn't sit right.
But shout outs to DJ Enough. I'm sure he'll bounce back.
I think Flex is dope too.
No, Flex is dope. Flex is he's a staple in hip hop.
Yeah, but
not just as a DJ, but as a personality.
If there's truth to the story and it plays out the way everyone's saying, that sucks.
I hope not.
That's not good.
Anything else for news on your end?
No, that was the big one for me.
That
man.
was it? Yeah,
was jumping off.
Okay.
And as far as the album goes, which one are we getting into?
Okay, so the album review for. Now we're back to album reviews because last week we were doing kind of a history,
our history,
showcase journey. Yeah. So me and Alite were talking about the different types of albums we've done: solo, group, soundtrack, male, female. But there's one area where we kind of forgot about, and this is almost privy to hip hop. I'm going to say it's compilation albums.
Yes,
because you don't see a lot of compilation albums in rock,
really nowhere else,
or in R&B.
Yeah, unless it's a soundtrack.
Right? Yeah, unless it's a soundtrack. Yeah. Right. But in hip hop, you do see it. And what we mean by a compilation album, don't get it twisted. It's not a soundtrack, and it's not an album that is on the same record label with all your artists. Yes. That is a compilation album in a sense, but it's the artists of the same. We're talking about an album that has different rappers or different artists, but it's not a soundtrack. It's just it's a compilation, and we have quite a bit in hip hop. We have so Master P and No Limit Records. They have a whole bunch. West Coast Bad Boys 1, 2, 3, Down South Hustlers, E40, and Be Legit had one called Southwest Riders.
Right.
The Bay Area has a whole bunch. The list goes on and on. But so we were kind of spitting on a couple different ones, and Alite chose one. And you want to go into it a little bit?
Yeah. So what the album we're gonna do is Rawkus Records and Lyricist Lounge's Lyricist Lounge 2. And the reason why I think this album is dope is because this is when I first started to take writing really seriously.
Right.
This is when me, Dagg, and Queez really started to like move with the writing.
Right.
And Mos Def was a huge part of that creative output.
He was a big inspiration in your pen game.
Big time. AKA Yasiin Bey, Yasiin Bey, AKA Mos.
Yeah.
Who goes by Yasiin Bey now. I feel like without Rawkus Records, a huge part of my pen game wouldn't exist.
What was the connection to Mos Def for you? Because I mean, we've had a lot of. I mean, you're an Eminem. You were Eminem early.
Yeah.
And he's a lyrical miracle guy, right? That's literally what M has. M says that same problem.
Right.
I mean, you were an Ice Cube guy.
Yeah.
You were a Scarface guy.
Yeah.
You were an Outkast guy. So lyrics and Wu-Tang. So it's not like you haven't been exposed to it. But what did Mos do differently to you? Where,
dude, Mos,
you know what I mean?
Mos feels
gave you that.
Mos feels tribal. Mos feels like he's like speaking to my spirit almost the way he spits.
Right.
Like he's got a song called Umi Says.
You were telling me about that,
and
I still haven't
it's
listened to it.
like a soul song. He's,
Yeah.
My Umi says, shine your light on the world, shine your light for the world to see. It's really simple,
Right.
But it's just a melody.
Yep.
But something about his voice and what
Right.
he writes speaks to me in a way very few artists. Andre 3000 is another one.
Right.
That very few artists touches a part of my brain that other artists don't.
Got it.
So when I hear Mos, it's just like, man,
That makes sense.
that's the epitome of excellence in hip hop for me.
So why did you choose Volume 2 over Volume 1?
Volume 1 was Rawkus didn't really have as much access to some of these foundational artists.
Right.
The artist selection, at least for me,
Right.
a lot of underground rappers
Right.
that weren't ever really going to break through the mainstream.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
musically, it wasn't an album that I would have enjoyed
Okay.
going through again.
Right. So it was a little bit more. It was a little too underground.
Definitely too underground.
Right.
It gets to those places of like Prince Paul.
Yeah.
things like
Oh,
that,
Prince Paul.
which
Wow.
are incredible artists.
Yeah.
I
No.
personally am not gonna sit there and
Cool
listen.
Keith.
Cool Keith. Yeah, these kind of artists.
Way abstract.
I'm not gonna go do those dives.
I get it.
Right?
Yeah.
So the first Lyricist Lounge album felt like that.
Right.
But Lyricist Lounge 2, man.
So I never listened to this album
Ever.
but
Wow.
I remember seeing the ad in the Source magazine, the holy grail
Yeah.
of hip hop print media. So I remember, I know about it.
Yeah.
I just never listened to it, and I think so the album. So we'll just get into that. So the album. If you want a quick description of the album for the people out there, the Lyricist Lounge is a hip hop showcase of rappers, MCs, DJs, and graffiti artists. So basically a collective of like the pure essence of hip hop, right?
Absolute purists.
So that collective spawned now the albums. So we had the Volume 1, Lyricist Lounge Volume 1, Volume 2, which we're reviewing today. And then they had a Lyricist Lounge West Coast version, which I don't know if you ever listened to. I didn't. But they had a West Coast version. They didn't call it 3, but that's technically what it's known as 3. And then they also had a TV show, a short-lived TV show called the Lyricist Lounge TV show.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm sure we wouldn't have got it here anyways. It was founded in 1991 by hip-hop aficionado Danny Castro and Anthony Marshall. It was a series of open mic events hosted in a small studio apartment on the Lower East Side of Manhattan in New York City, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
right.
very
That's
cool.
really like cypher,
Real hip hop.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mentality. So Lyricist Lounge 2 is the fourth hip hop album compilation by American record label Rawkus Records. So this is the first time I was introduced to Rawkus Records because, like I said, I didn't know any of the artists prior to that. The album was released on November 28th, 2000. So
Great time.
so that time is where me and Alite kind of went in different lanes in the hip hop world.
Big time.
I went the more commercial route, and you were starting to get into your MCing,
Yeah.
and
The battles
introduction
and-
to writing,
Yeah.
and this spoke to you more than maybe what Nelly and 50
For
Cent
sure.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
At that time, this
time.
is what. So
I became very snobbish with my hip hop taste at
right,
this time. Yeah.
right. and you know, to be a top tier MC, I guess you almost have to, right?
Gotta be.
So would you have? So the question is, would you have listened to this album if you weren't in the pen game?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think the lyrics would have mattered as much.
Right.
Yeah. Because like when you start to write things and you're kind of like impressed by your own writing, like, oh fuck, that's actually really good. Then you start to hear other people that are really, really good. You're like, oh man, I gotta be better than that.
Right. Okay.
And then you go deep.
So did you listen to this album when it first came out?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, it's because
Or
of Dagga.
within the, you know, within
the first few
Yeah.
months of it coming out, and again,
So you were aware of it. It was on your radar.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it features at the time some relatively new rappers, but now you look at it and go, holy moly!
Roster.
So it's got just some of the guest features: Mos Def, aka Yasiin Bey now, aka Mos Def, Q-Tip, Beanie Siegel, the late Big L, Big Noid, Dead Prez, Dilated Peoples, Eric Sermon, Ghostface Killer, Guilty, who is now known as Conscious.
Crazy.
That's how old this is. And then JT Money, Cool G Rap, Macy Gray, MOP, Nate Dogg,
Nuts.
B.I.G., Faramonch, you know, the list goes on. Prodigy, Redman, Royce the 5'9", Socrates, Canadian rapper, shout out.
Socrates.
Smith and Wesson, but on the album they were known as Coco Brothers because they
Brothers.
switched their names.
Yep.
Talib Kweli.
Crazy.
I mean, amazing, right? What a roster, right? Like, talk about an all-star team.
Excellence. Absolute
Right?
excellence.
That's the East All-Stars, right?
Yes, for sure.
The album
That's
debuted at number 33 on the Billboard Top 200, which for a compilation lyrical hip hop album is pretty impressive.
Solid, man.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Number 7 on the top R&B hip hop albums, which is great. It had 3 singles, 3 official singles: Oh No, Mrs. Fat Booty 2, and Get Up.
All great songs.
It was one of the most commercially successful albums from Rawkus
Yeah,
Records.
yeah.
But and I don't know if you agree with this, maybe not then or now or either way, but a lot of the fans from back then, so you included, what they're saying now is there's a lot of criticism saying that the album had too much of a commercial sound. And
Crazy.
because because the focus of the album was more on established artists,
Yeah.
unlike the first installment, which you said,
Yeah.
which, you know, kind of targeted up and coming MCs.
Yeah.
That authenticity wasn't there, but that's from an underground.
I remember hearing that from a lot of
perspective.
people. Yeah.
But then when you look at it from a commercial hip hop versus lyricist, then it kind of domino effects. Well, for me, that I consider this album back then underground.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
So it's kind of like. But would you agree with that statement or no?
Yeah. I mean, I agree that people were saying it. I agree that people were talking about it like this.
Right.
I definitely heard the sentiment loud and clear from people.
Yeah.
I don't agree at all.
Right.
I mean, I think if you're Rawkus Records and you're creating something like a Lyricist Lounge,
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of underground rappers, and they kind of set the bar for lyricism, then you'd want to have proven artists do the same thing.
Of course.
And I think what you're doing is you're challenging artists to be like, yo, if you're gonna be on the Lyricist Lounge, you gotta come with your best shit. And I mean,
Facts.
when you started off with Biggie,
Yeah.
you know you're setting the tone.
Definitely.
That this album is going to be bar heavy, but with artists that are successful.
Definitely. And even if you look at the roster, I mean, you're talking November 2000, right? So most of these rappers were only in the game five
Brand
years,
new.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them a year or two,
Yeah.
like a Mos Def, a Forum,
Talib
right?
Kweli, yeah.
Yeah, right? So, I mean, they're not that established.
still
It's still
freshmen.
pretty underground in that sense.
They had just had a couple of hits.
Right.
Like Talib Kweli, Get By was a massive song.
Right.
You know, so these
Was
guys,
Simon Says out at that time?
Yeah, Simon Says would have been
Okay.
out. So they would have had these moments of like,
Right.
now they're on the radar.
Right.
But
But I
it's-
mean,
it's
Beanie
still
was just on
underground.
his, like,
It's
going
still
on his second.
underground.
Yeah, it's still considered underground.
For sure.
So I don't agree with that. We don't agree with that statement. But anyways, so I've never listened to this album, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be okay. Well, it's gonna be a little boring because that I mean, like I said, I never listened to it then. But I tell you, it was a journey.
Yeah.
To
it
say the
is.
least.
It is. Absolutely.
And I'm glad that I got to listen to it now because if I listened to it then, I would have been like, nah,
Would have missed.
this ain't it.
Would have missed. Yeah.
But now it hits very differently. Very differently. So a total of 19 tracks. We got the intro, sorry, and then we got an outro. What they've done is there's something kind of interesting where tracks 1 to 18 is fine, but then 19 goes missing. So if you have a CD player, it skips from 18 to 30 to track 38. And they did that as a moment of silence or some sort. It was kind of an interesting thing what they did. The whole album is a total of an hour and 10 minutes. Production wise, back then, a lot of newcomers. Now it's once again it's an all-star team. So we have The Alchemist, Eric Sermon, High Tech. We were just talking about him.
Yeah.
DJ Premier, Jay Dilla, R.I.P. Madlib, Rockwilder, and Scott Storch.
Crazy.
So I mean, just looking at that, you go, okay,
Still creating
it has to
masterpieces.
be crazy.
Yeah.
So let's start it off. Track number 1, the intro, titled 16 bars, in brackets. What is it here? So it's called 16 bars in brackets live at the Lyricist Lounge, 1993, performed by Notorious B.I.G. So this is pre-Ready to Die. A year and a half. So Ready to Die came out in 94. So this is a year prior to him releasing an actual album, and he was at the Lyricist Lounge. Let's go with your thoughts first and foremost.
It sounds chaotic the way it's presented.
It's
right?
live. It's live.
Yeah, there's people in the background, you hear noise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like lyrically, this is kind of like, I mean, it kind of feels like a freestyle. It could be a freestyle.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it probably is, knowing Biggie. It probably is a freestyle.
Because obviously it's fun. It starts off with all you ends better leave the fucking state. No need to masturbate. Fuck it with Biggie. It's time to castrate. So it's got the traditional Biggie cadence and bars.
Yeah.
And then later on he's like, touch the dome, hit the dome, Al Capone. Get stoned off the blunt when it's filled with the skunk. Get drunk and do a demolition to a punk. So it's got all the pieces of a big verse,
does. Yeah.
right? It's alright. It's okay. The verse is cool.
What would you give it out of 5?
I would say, because Big's one of the greats. I would say it's about a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 4, but I'm a bigger Biggie fan. Maybe that's what it was. It's very raw in its lyrics.
Yes.
Right. Which is, and it sets the tone for the album.
That's for sure.
Because that's what they're going for. They're not going for a polished.
Yeah.
Sonically, like they want that raw hip hop.
I think that's what I like about it. Like I like the background noise. I like the fact that it feels live.
Right.
However they put it together, that's cool. Big's voice is spectacular.
Yeah.
One of the best voices in hip hop.
Definitely.
So all that's really cool. I think lyrically it's a little mid.
If you were listening to that intro in '93, and you didn't, and Big didn't hit the surface yet, would you safely say that this guy's going to be a big rapper?
I would have never hit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Me too, I guess.
I
don't know. It's hard to say.
I think the thing that stood out for Big. I don't know if you've ever seen this. There's this clip of him on a street corner.
Yeah.
I think seeing that clip for me,
the famous
like,
freestyle, right?
Yeah, that dude's gonna be a star.
Yeah,
because he just has something about him.
Yes,
but based off of this, no.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I liked what it was setting up more than anything else.
Right.
Okay, so track number 2, and so track number 2 is titled "Oh No," and I have heard this song many times in the past, and I like it. I never knew it was part of this album. I just thought it was a Mos Def and Pharoah Monch and Nate Dogg collab, and I thought it was maybe off of a Mos Def album because I just didn't think about it in any other facet. But so it's got performed by Mos Def, and the reason why I'm saying Mos Def is because at that time, he was Mos Def, so we gotta be correct in that sense. Also featuring Pharoah Monch and Nate Dogg. You wouldn't expect Nate Dogg to be on a Mos Def
exactly
on, like a hook.
Exactly.
It's just kind of.
I mean, you as West Coast as an artist
Right,
can get.
right.
Right? And then as East Coast as an artist can get.
And not even just East Coast, underground East Coast,
East
right?
Coast.
You just
Yeah.
don't see that. But I guess rappers in general just had universal love for Nate.
Yes.
They needed
Without
that
a
Nate
doubt.
sound, right?
Without a doubt.
Which is great. Because I don't see Nate reaching out to Mos and be like, hey, I'm going to be on your... It would have been the other way around,
Dude.
for sure.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
Man, that dude is so missed. Musically, he's so missed.
Yeah, man.
So many songs could have benefited from Nate
Facts.
Dogg's gift.
Facts.
This, for me, is one of my favorite hooks of Nate Dogg of all time.
It's solid.
It's
so
oh
solid.
no! Look at who did it in the back door. It's been 7 days, the same clothes. Nate is a god amongst R&B singers.
The hook king.
Hook king by far. Nobody will ever come close.
Not even close.
Ever. There's
No.
a lot of great ones.
There is. Devin the Dude, Akon,
Anderson .Paak,
T-Pain.
Ty Dolla $ign, a lot of really
Sure.
good ones.
And they're good.
But dude, Nate,
They're not Nate.
stands alone.
Facts.
And like, so I don't know why I stopped there. 7 days the same clothes. Ask them originals because they know Most Def, Nate Dogg, and Pharaoh. Step away from the mic. They too cold. The funk might fracture your nose.
Yeah.
That's a bad motherfucker
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
deep.
Nate's a bad motherfucker.
So it's produced by... The song is produced by Rockwilder.
Wow.
And you're familiar with
Rockwilder's
Rockwilder.
amazing. I
A
did not know
hip-hop
that.
legend. Also did a lot of work with Janet Jackson and a lot of R&B stuff. But if you don't know who the Rockwilder is, he literally produced a song where he named it after himself,
Which is such a phenomenal beat.
which is like one of the club banger anthems of all time.
ever.
And it's under 3 minutes.
And it's still
literally
a
such a short
banger.
song. But anytime that song comes on, and the song what we're referring to is called The Rockwilder with Meth and Red. Before they even came with an album, this was kind of their first venture into that duo. And I tell you, man, that just set it off. That song set it off.
It's so good.
So the production is immaculate,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yes.
And it's safe to say that this is probably the only Mos Def song that you could play in a club.
I mean, I think Miss Fat Booty.
Okay, sorry.
I think that one gets some.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like,
But
by
this
far.
has a club vibe,
This
right?
is a club banger.
I don't think they meant it to be. But I think anytime you have Nate on the hook, it almost becomes a club banger,
Can't
right?
help it.
So the production is flawless in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think the collab is amazing. I think, as much as I like Mos, I think Pharrell steals the
He
show.
does. He does.
And that's
Yeah.
a harsh thing to say because I mean Yasiin Bey is Yasiin Bey, but Pharaoh just come and if you want to just kind of reiterate that.
Okay,
a little
so
bit.
let me just highlight a piece of Mos.
Sure,
verse.
yeah, of course.
There's one part where it's like, harder than y'all, because I'm smarter than y'all. I know that deep down it's got to be bothering y'all. Pay attention, watch Flacco get larger than y'all. Pour your pride on the rocks and make you swallow it all. And that's not traditionally like
Nasty work.
a
That's
Mos
nasty
Def-
work.
Like Mos is very, what you would consider to be. He's kind of like, he's not a grimy rapper,
Right.
But there's something about his flow that's grimy. But the language that he uses is very high level. Like
Definitely.
Mos's vocabulary is like insane.
Yeah.
This is not traditional Mos kind of shit talk.
And you would know better because you're
So Mos normally aims really high. This is really laid back, kicking it Mos, and I love that part. That part's amazing. But dude, Pharaoh Monch.
I mean,
my God.
when you talk about stealing a song or making an impact right off, we were talking about Triumph earlier with Inspect the Deck. This is that kind of vibe you get where he just comes in and just he sets his feet in the cement and he goes for it and you just go, whoa, where did this guy come from?
This last six
Like-
bars. Okay, so Pharaoh and Mos is verbal osmosis, coast to coast. We boast to be the most explosive here. Ferocious, the lyrical prognosis. The dosage is leaving you mentally unfocused here.
Wow.
But this part, the last four, was like, don't be hesitant, sound cracks to set him. It is having that we medicine for your whole town. Sky's the limit, gives infinite when I'm in it. All windows intended. How you see me when I'm in it? My God.
And the way Alite raps it is the way like he actually changes his voice
Yeah.
to kind of set the bars the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah, his
to
cadence.
that impact, right?
His cadence is an instrument. It's one of his best verses probably one of his most commercially appealing verses too.
And probably one of the best verses in hip hop, as far as a song. Like
it's pretty spectacular.
It's impressive, man.
And then obviously Nate comes back in with the hook. It's ridiculous what he does on this hook.
Yep.
The last hook that Nate does when he's like, "Oh no, look at who they did in the back door. From Long Beach to Brooklyn, they know we rock from East to West Coast. Queen salute to Pharaoh. Step away from the mic to go in the back with the funk might fracture your nose." This is a fiver, like front to back, no questions.
It's a fiver for me too.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know, if this is your first time watching us, we rate songs and albums out of 5 CDs because that's what we were born and raised on. For the most part, we started with tapes, and vinyls, but CDs were basically
it's really
it for us. Yeah. So we give this one a 5 out of 5 CDs.
Absolutely.
Okay, going on to track number 3, titled "Making It Blend." Performed by Q-Tip and Wordsworth. Produced by DJ Roddy Rod. I don't know who he is. I tried to do some information. Nothing really came up, so he's probably like a one-off. For me, the beat is very 1990s Nintendo-esque video game, 8-bit cartridge.
It's very basic. It's very basic.
I don't like it, and I'm not saying that in a good way. It's just that's what it reminds me of. Q-Tip is good.
Yep.
It gives me a ACTQ vibe.
Yep.
And I give it 3 out of 5. That's basically the start and end of it.
Yeah, Q-Tip.
There's not much to it.
Q-Tip always makes me rock my head.
Yes,
like without a doubt, his cadence is one of my favorites. Got one of the coolest voices in hip hop.
Definitely.
And dude, Wordsworth, whoever Wordsworth is.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't get a lot from it. Maybe you know.
Wordsworth sounds like Fife.
You know what he does, and it's funny because I was gonna write that in my review, and I kind of left it off because I was like, I don't even know much about Wordsworth.
Yeah,
so I didn't want to put them in the same thing. But you're right. I did get a Fife Dogg R.I.P. Similar vocality, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I wonder if it's we gotta check. I gotta check this because like there's gotta be because Fife's voice is so unmistakable.
It's extremely. You know when he's rapping.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like Wordsworth is just another rapper that came up under partner Punchline, part of the Tropical Quest, Love Movement, most of. Yeah, it's interesting. He's one of these artists on Rawkus that never really became a big solo artist.
Right.
But he really does sound like Fife.
He does.
Just so weird.
And that's funny that you caught that because I caught that too, but I just didn't put it. So I'm glad that you mentioned that because yes, there was a lot of that.
R.I.P. Fife. One of my favorite artists too.
One of the best.
Yeah, I would agree with you. This is a 3, and it's only a 3 because of Q-Tip.
Right.
He makes it so cool.
He saves the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Track number 4, titled "Get Up," performed by the Coco Brothers, and AKA Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
And Smith and Wesson, for me, was everything because when they released Let's Get It On, that was it still is one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time.
Dude, you were on that whole boot camp clip.
I bought that album, The Shining, which now is considered a classic.
Yeah, you were on them very early.
And that's right. Sure. That's the boot camp click family. Anyways, Coco Brothers, Tech and Steel. Produced by a young producer named High Tech, who is now part of the Aftermath camp. He's done some great things, but this is pre-Aftermath. For me, the beat is amazing. Yeah. I love the beat. Yeah. Coco Brothers, Smith and Wesson, whatever you want to call them, they're always on point. Yeah. I think they are very underrated, and and if I could put them against Mobb Deep all day long.
Yeah, that's a really good verse.
The only issue is that Mobb Deep had the advantage of Havoc's production.
Right? So underrated, man.
Which is so good, right? But Smith and Wesson, if you don't know who they are, or Coco Brothers, depending on what album you're talking about, I mean, they were.
If you're a hip hop fan, they're a fun journey to take.
100%.
You really remember 100%. Why you love hip hop.
100%.
If you go and listen to some Smith and Wesson.
And when you really think about it, Boot Camp Click, Duck Down Records, was the original Rawkus Records.
Yeah, they were.
If you really think about it.
For sure.
Because who did they have? They had Helter Skelter.
Yep.
Right? They had Smith and Wesson. They had Buckshot. Yeah. They had
what's that dude that passed?
OGC,
Yeah.
and they had Buckshot's group, Black Moon.
What's the other dude's name, man? He passed away.
Sean Price.
Sean Price.
And he was part of. He was one half of Helter Skelter.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, they had these, and these guys were straight lyrical underground, right? So
Big
anyways, I personally love the song, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. And I love the beat. I thought the beat was just fire. I love Smith and Wesson, Cocoa Brothers. And it had a club vibe. Like I could play the song in the club, no problem.
They definitely tried to make a club banger.
Yeah.
My only thing that I didn't really care for was the hook. It was kind of basic, but I mean that was that era was the hooks were like that.
Right.
That's the only thing that makes it a 4 for me. But this is a great song.
You get a 4. Beautiful. Yeah.
They did the damn thing on this.
Beautiful. Okay, on to track 5, titled "Get That Dough," performed by one of my favorite rappers, Beanie Siegel. Beanie's consistent. When he had that trilogy of the Truth, and it's 2 other ones, but
Beanie can get it.
Beanie's a solid rapper.
Did you hear the AI Beanie voice
No.
on the new track? So it just got released. Beanie's he had an AI voice fill in his voice because
he's got vocal issues. Yeah.
And it sounds fucking just like a young Beanie.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, Beanie wrote the verse, right?
Okay, so it's not really far fetched.
So he's just using it so that his voice can be heard.
Right.
Same thing DOC is doing.
Yeah. See, that would be. Yeah.
So, and in that sense, I don't think they're using AI wrong.
No, they're not.
I think that's how you should.
They're just
use
filling in the blanks.
Exactly.
Right.
Because Beanie still wrote it. It's still his cadence.
Right.
They just refresh his voice.
Right.
And it's a great fucking voice, man. He's got one of the best voices.
He really does. And lyrically,
So
I mean,
good.
when you look at him on the Rockefeller roster, he was very close to like a Jay-Z
He's
level.
right there.
Right?
He was better than everybody else by a mile.
Yeah.
Line them all up. Freeway, Memphis Bleak, line all those Rockefeller rappers up.
I would.
Beanie
I
was
would,
second.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're
No
looking
doubt about it.
specifically at Rockefeller,
Yeah.
it would be Jay, him, and then Freeway maybe.
Right. I actually, Freeway's fun.
Yeah, Freeway's
He's
fun.
got a cool flow.
Yeah. So, anyways, good choice so far. We're on track 5. What do you think of the roster so far? Do you think these are rappers that are I don't want to say meant for the album, but are qualified for the album?
Yeah, I think they cultivated it almost flawless.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, song title "Get That Dough." Beat for me, the beat has a very Rockefeller vibe.
Yeah.
Very Rockefeller feel to it.
Yep.
It was produced by High Tech, who's not a Rockefeller, but it has a Jay-Z feel. The beat.
Yeah.
Like I could see Jay-Z rapping to this song. I think Beanie kills it. His flow is great.
Amazing.
Overall, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think the hook is again one of the missing pieces, and it's weird. I feel like that one thing some of these underground artists can't do is pick beats. But
Facts.
but this is, you could tell this is not the rappers picking the beats.
Definitely not.
This is very carefully cultivated. This is a 3.5 for me. Beanie's one of those few rappers that sounds intimidating
Right.
when he raps. Like,
Definitely.
I believe every fucking word that comes out of his mouth.
And if you see him in interviews, he is an intimidating guy.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, he called out Charlemagne
He's ready,
in
to,
that one
he's ready
interview.
to punch him in the face.
So he does not care.
He should
Okay.
have punched him in the face.
He should have, really. Okay, track number 6, titled "Let's Grow," performed by a young Royce the 5'9", who now
Very young.
has cemented himself as one of the best MCs in the game. But back then, this guy was, I don't want to say riding the coattails of Eminem, but
Yeah.
he was.
That was his notoriety at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He was kind of like
He had
okay.
to have M to get
Right,
into the game.
right.
Yeah.
So this is produced by JD,
Which is weird.
which is his alias name for Jay Dilla, R.I.P., one of the greatest producers of all time.
For sure.
Hailing out of Detroit, so it does make sense. But the beat wasn't it wasn't great.
Didn't feel like a Dilla beat.
It wasn't horrible, but it
Yeah.
wasn't great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing special to me as far as the beat is concerned, because when you think of there's certain producers, when you hear their name, you think the beat's it has to hold a certain type of level, and this wasn't it.
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible, it wasn't great, but I thought Royce was dope. Even a young Royce, he wasn't bad. And so I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I mean, you can hear how young he is.
100%.
He sounds like a kid when he's rapping on this.
Yeah.
And it's that, combine that with a really mid J Dilla beat.
Very
And
good.
for me personally, Jay Dilla holds a really special place because he's one of the first mixtapes. His beat tapes were some of the first beat tapes that I started to write to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Jay Dilla and Ninth Wonder hold like a really special place. 'Cause
Yeah, I know you're a Ninth
They
Wonder,
crafted
yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I hear Dilla again, just like you, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. But the whole thing was a miss for me. Even,
agree.
Even lyrically, Royce, who's normally like phenomenal, his inexperience just shows.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ready to make songs. Yeah, the cadences are really basic. Even reading these lyrics,
Nothing really stands out.
yeah, I'm trying to find a couplet that I remember. So like, second verse is Royce 5'9" or 12 men in one, about as explosive as them shells in your gun. Mr. Quick to pull a thing on you just for your loot. Mr. Quick to swing on you before he shoot. And Royce cadence to me has never been this kind of like basic last word rhymes. His rhyme patterns are all over the place. So for me, it just feels like I'm being super hard on it. This might be one of his first songs ever.
It might be. It
So
might be.
I know I'm stomping on it, but to me, this is like a 2.
Was he ever on the first or second M album?
No.
So this might actually be his first
This might be
commercial
his
performance.
first actual big song. So this is a 2 for me.
This is 2 for you.
Yeah.
Are you a Royce fan?
I respect his pen game. I can't think of any Royce songs that I'm like, oh man, that's it. That's
Right.
it. He did an album with Premier.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he did an album with M.
Yeah.
And then he did the Slaughterhouse album.
Yeah. The one with M was decent, but again, it's only good because they're just throwing bars at each other. There's no songs.
Right.
Right. The beats are kind of all over the place. I think M did most of the production on that. The one with Premier is really, really good.
Okay.
But I can't sit here and tell you that I could name a favorite Royce song.
I'm surprised because he's from the M camp.
Yeah.
And you're an M fan.
I
mean, I'm an M fan, but you're like, you really were.
I respect his pen game. I would agree with you completely when you say he's one of the best lyricists in the game. He never moved the needle for me. Yeah.
I have to say the same.
Yeah.
But I respect him, and I
Without a doubt.
And you know when in the BET cipher, if you
Yeah.
remember years ago when Slaughterhouse, I mean, he killed it with that Rihanna, the high Rihanna.
Fucked it up.
I mean, he's impressive.
And he's always going to do that.
Right.
Right?
He's impressive.
So-
and I think he's hip hop to the core,
Without a doubt.
right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think someone like him, who's kind of a rookie, when you look at the roster, should he have been on this album?
I think they knew what they were doing when they chose him. Because he obviously came up in the underground in the battle scene.
Yeah.
So they definitely chose the right guy from Detroit at the time.
Yeah.
And the fact that Dilla produced it, it's just weird when songs like that don't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So we're gonna go to track number 7, titled Miss Fat Booty 2, performed by Mos Def and Ghostface Killah. So this is the sequel to Miss Fat Booty 1 or Miss Fat Booty,
Yeah.
which was off a Mos Def album,
This is
right?
such a great
or
album.
was it
Black
it
on
off?
both sides, yeah.
Right. Which I like that song a lot.
Such a good song.
It's such a dope
The
song.
sample is amazing.
I don't like this one, and why I say that is although the beat is similar, I mean the song is basically a shadow of itself in my
Yes,
opinion.
yes.
But the beat is not as good. I find what they did with the beat is they tried to commercialize it a little bit more.
Make it a little more pop.
Yeah, and it didn't work. But the rapping was on point. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. And it's produced by Ayatollah, who produced the original one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the beat either. I like that Ghostface was on it.
Yeah,
Interesting combination, Ghostface and Most.
very interesting.
Ghost does what he does best. I mean, his verse is fucking amazing in this. Most is Yasiin stuff in this was good.
Not as good as the first one, in your opinion.
Not as good as the
Yeah,
first one.
I felt the same.
So yeah, this is a 3.
It was almost forced.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
I feel like they're like, that's a great song. Let's
Yeah.
do a part 2. Who are we gonna pick? Why not pick Talib Kweli? Like they work so beautifully together.
True. It was almost like Silk the Shock's "It Ain't My Fault" Part 2. Like we didn't need Part 2.
Yes.
Part 1 was good enough.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta leave a great song alone.
Sometimes you just don't touch it.
Yeah, you don't need a remix. You don't have to add other verses.
You don't.
They could have done a whole different song,
100%.
and it probably would have been way better.
I agree.
But this is a 3 for me. Hate saying that.
Okay, that's fair. So track number 8, titled WKYA, performed by Canadian rap legend.
I would say so.
Socrates, and a producer. He produces too. He's done production
Yeah.
work. And he was one of the first Canadian rappers to cross over to the American market.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 90s. Other than Cardinal,
Yeah.
it was Socrates who was
Yeah.
next up. Anyway, so it's performed by Socrates and one of our favorite, I would say, Redman. Redman is.
Redman is so
I
dope.
mean, the fact
So
that he's
dope.
killing it now. We're talking about veteran rappers. I mean, his last album,
It's really good.
Muddy
man.
Waters
Muddy
2.
Waters 2. It's a great album.
amazing.
Haters don't want to see me rich. Still play it.
Great.
Still play it.
And he looks better than ever, man.
Man.
Right?
Sky jumping out of planes and stuff.
Like, this guy is
I love that.
unbelievable.
And he's got his own cannabis political party, which I think is dope.
That's right, he does. Produced by Emerald Eyes, Eric Sermon, E-Dot, which makes sense because him and Redman, I mean, Def Squad and that
Same
whole
crew.
relationship.
Yeah.
I love the beat. I think the beat is dope. It's got a Def Squad vibe through
Yeah.
and through. Redman, for me, and I wrote this when I listened to the album the first time, but I've listened to it a couple times since then. And I feel that that was the best performance was Redman on this song, in my opinion, on the album. That's how good it was. He annihilates it. Socrates is very good as well for a younger rapper, and being Canadian. That's always against you, because American rappers,
Yeah.
they don't usually mess with, especially now it's different, but back then they didn't really,
You got no love.
they didn't fuck with Canadian rappers like that. So the fact that he got on is great. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Beat and Redman, that's what that did it for me. I don't
So
know.
unpopular opinion, I've never really got Eric Sermon.
Okay, as
Yeah.
far as production is concerned,
All around.
really,
All around.
EPMD?
Even with EPMD, never really hit for me.
So you don't like EPMD at all, or just him? Like,
Just-
are you a PMD fan?
No.
Okay.
I don't really care for them.
You didn't
at
like
all.
any of their songs.
Wow. I don't
Okay,
know.
fair
It
enough.
just never hit.
Yeah.
And again, this is another one of those for me. I think the beat is aight.
Yeah.
Red is just a little piece of Red Man's verse. It's Doc, place your bets. I'm live, D88 cassette. I don't even know what that is. I'm down low. I don't think me and my neighbors met. Raising net size hoes in your Avarex. You fall off like interracial relationships. It's a rare mooly can't do nair to me. Only kid in 5th grade with the infrared toolie. My God, Red Man. And then even in the next verse he spits. Socrates has got a good verse too. I can't hate. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Red Man comes in again. Bras used to say, Red Man, don't listen to him. Now they whip because I'm in the bed kissing on Kim. Hips, gorilla, my color, my nail, and my skin. Dipped in hair, so get bears to box him in. And he doesn't have to say shit.
It's true.
But the fact that he can just pair these couplets over
Right.
and over and over again with such ease, is one of why
It's impressive.
Why he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the D88 is so back in the days for blank cassette tapes, there was a company called TDK.
Yeah,
and
I
they
remember that.
they had a certain cassette tape called the D88. It was a 44 on one side, 44 on the other side. It was different to your standard 60-minute or 90-minute. They did it 88 minutes for some reason, that 44 and 44. So that's what he's referring to,
That's
because
right. You're the
he's probably talking
connoisseur.
about like recording his raps on
Yeah,
D88,
yeah.
right? So what do you give this song?
Sorry. This is the 3 for me.
3. Okay.
Fuck, I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
But
3
I
for
can
me.
get it if you're not an Eric Sermon fan, because he produced the album,
Yeah.
the song. I can see that. Okay, track number 9, titled "Sharpshooters," performed by a young Talib Kweli and Dead Prez, produced by High Tech again. I like the beat. I thought the beat was dope. I thought Talib killed it. He's got a very unique flow.
So
I can't
So
lie and say I
unique.
listen to a lot of his stuff, but whenever I do, he's always on point.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about Dead Prez except for hip hop.
For sure.
That's just my honest
Yeah.
opinion. But they were good.
Yeah.
And overall, I liked the song, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. I just liked it was a good collective.
Yeah. Dead Prez, M1, and Stickman. I mean, to me, that song, Mind Sex, from Dead
I've
Prez.
never heard it. Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
one of the greatest storytelling love songs in hip hop.
So you're a fan.
Yeah,
right?
I fuck
Okay.
with Dead Prez.
Yeah.
Talib Kweli, to me, is one of hip hop's most underappreciated lyricists.
I can agree with that.
I've listened to Talib Kweli from Black Star days and every album he's released afterwards.
And that was his first CD, right?
His
Black
first
Star?
entrance into the world was Black Star.
Right.
And then he dropped his first album, Reflection Eternal, which is a fucking great album.
Oh, I remember that, yep.
He's got an entire album with Madlib that he released 2 years ago, which is another really, really good album.
Right.
So I've always fucked with Talib. I think he's one of my, again, one of the most underrated overall artists who really hasn't put out a bad album. Both Black Star albums are really good. Almost every solo project he's made is really good.
Right.
And he kills it on this. And honestly, everyone kills it on this. The way M1 starts the track, the white man came to Africa with rifles and Bibles. Heard the name, started changing the titles. Now instead of Shaka, call me Nat Turner with the burner. Freedom fighter for this revolution, fuck a wage earner. And this is why I love Dead Press, because they give you these. Really, they're kind of giving you the blueprint for revolution.
Right.
But with incredible cadence.
Right.
Right? They're not preaching to you. They're rapping revolution to you. And I think that's what makes Dead Press so cool.
Talib is another one where he's hip hop through and through. Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen his podcast. He had a podcast a couple years ago. And it was really impressive.
People's Party.
He would have every kind of rapper come on. And it was pretty good.
I liked it. And the only reason he stopped it is because he tours too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the People's Party is a great podcast. He had a comic on there for a little while.
Is that the one where... Oh, no, that was...
Jasmine something. That was his co-host for a little while. But yeah, I really enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah.
He had a lot of really good guests on it.
And hip-hop needs someone like him, right?
Yeah, because he speaks
Because he's always looking out for the best interest. For
always
hip-hop.
about the culture.
About the culture.
Always calling out the bullshit. Unabashedly. It sucks that because I had a few interactions with him on social media.
Oh, nice.
And it sucks that he's no longer on social media because he got banned off of multiple platforms.
Why is that?
So he gets banned because he will. He'll obviously talk about Palestine and Sudan and the Congo and all these different things. But he will go at people in the comment section. So people will be dicks to him in the comment, and he'll go at them and at them and at them, and then they'll report him, and then he gets to repeat violations. And then with the way meta works, you get enough violations, they remove you.
Right.
So that's what happened to him.
Right.
Which sucks because there's no other real way that you can get Talib Kweli, and he's kind of gone the route of Yasiin Bey, where you're only gonna see him if he wants to be seen.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a gift.
That is, yep.
But his verse is dope in this with what do you do when the police kick in your door, like get on the floor, shoot you in the back because who you are and where you at against the law. You try to protect your home with the illest arsenal possible, learn how to heal yourself and stop fucking with them hospitals. Always dropping gems, always has been, for me personally, one of the most interesting voices in hip-hop as well.
Agreed.
Because he doesn't have the traditional bass-heavy voice.
Right.
It's more on the treble side of things. Lyrics for me, all around on the song are amazing. The beat's good. This is a 4 for me.
Okay, so we're similar in that sense. Yeah, I mean Talib, like I said, I can't say I'm his biggest fan. I don't have any of his albums, but I've always had much respect for him.
Yeah.
And whenever I do listen to any of his work, it's always great.
Shout out to Talib Kweli, who also has a bookstore.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
An online bookstore where he carries real unique books for the African diaspora.
I didn't read that.
Yeah, so he's always been connected to the community that way.
Very dope. Okay, moving over to track number 10, titled "Legendary Street Team," performed by Kool G Rap and M.O.P. Two of East Coast's finest groups and rappers.
Without a doubt.
Song is produced by DJ Mighty Mai. I don't know who that is. The beat is good. It's not bad. Kool G is good. I have a love and hate relationship with M.O.P. I know they're revered in hip hop, one of the best duos, and they're definitely lyrical, but I feel like it's the same shtick in every song. It's the screaming, it's ante up again and again and again and again. And I understand that's how they do it.
Yeah.
But you can change it up a little bit.
So it's similar to 3 6 Mafia, right?
Sure.
You can have the same Juicy J verse in every single 3 6 Mafia song, and nobody would know the difference.
That's fair.
But I think the difference is 3 6 Mafia's production value.
Yes.
Unparalleled. They
got
top
bangers,
of the top,
right? They got bangers.
Top of the top for production, and proof for so many other artists.
It's true.
And I think that's where M.O.P. kind of gets fucked. they never had the solid single producer to like. I mean, they've worked with Premiere and stuff.
They have.
but they've never had like the dedicated sound created for them.
Right.
Which is why all of their material ends up sounding like they're just yelling into the mic.
Yeah, like Ante Up is great. The song is produced well, but what else? Can you name? Can you name 5 MOP songs?
I couldn't name 3 MOP songs.
I couldn't name 2.
So Annie Up it is.
Ante Up it is. But they can rap.
They could rap.
And they deserve to be on the album.
Yes.
It's just
and this
give me something different.
And it's
please.
interesting because this album is not available on Spotify.
You had mentioned that,
which is
I
weird.
didn't know. Yeah.
So I had to listen to it on YouTube, and there's no track listing on YouTube.
No.
So as I'm listening to the album, I'm just in my head thinking, who am I listening to? And the second the song came on, I knew right away.
Yeah.
MOP.
Yeah.
And I've never really done the dive into Cool G rap. I don't know if you have.
I haven't either. No, I haven't. I remember a friend of mine back in high school bought, at that time it was like 96, 97, and Cool G had just come back. I think the album was titled like 4. It was like 2, 3, 4 or 2. It was numbers. And there was one song off of it that I liked, but overall I was like, nah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I know, like, through and through history of hip hop, his name always comes up as one of the best lyricists of all time, and then and one of the goats of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're right. I've never jumped into the Cool G rap vortex.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's fine.
Yeah.
But for now, I guess he just never did anything for me. You know what I mean?
I think he's got a really cool voice. Again, it's one of those things that I'm definitely gonna do a dive eventually on. So
I agree.
The way he starts his verse, I think again, super underappreciated. Hey yo, my attributes of life never too nice. The rules are too trife. You lose life, hit a blue ice, dead over 2 dice. My ape click potty chips body shit. Shotties click on your stick. You like polygrip. So by no means is he a slouch. That's a bad motherfucker right there.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I think it's worth doing a dive. I think if Nas calls you his greatest rapper, there's a reason why.
There's a reason why.
So again, he did the damn thing, but like you said, it's predictable. MOP is predictable.
Yeah.
Fun but predictable. This is a 2.5.
Nice. I gave it a 3, so very similar. Track number 11, titled "The Grimy Way," performed by Big Noid, who, if you don't know, he was part of the Mobb Deep camp per se.
Yep.
Didn't really get to maybe where he was supposed to, but that's where he's from. And Prodigy, R.I.P., one half of Mobb Deep, legendary group. Produced by a young alchemist, who's one of my favorite characters and producers in hip hop, because this guy has worked with everybody from Eminem to Mobb Deep to whatever, but he still kind of
Badu.
Oh, right, and they were on Drink Champs, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to.
Oh, that's such a good episode.
But I mean, he's one of those guys that gets respect right across the board.
Across the board. I mean, he used to be a rapper.
That's right.
Right.
He was in wasn't he part of with
group.
James Caan's son?
Yeah.
Scott Caan. They had a group.
Yeah. What the fuck is a group?
Yeah, but you're right.
He was in a group.
Yeah. Early '90s.
He was a really mid rapper, but man, as a producer,
yeah.
One of the best.
And he's done some really good. He did some really great work with Action Bronson years ago.
Yeah.
But he's a character.
Yeah,
he's a funny guy. If you ever watch him, just kind of, he's definitely a character, and he's another one of those hip hop purists. Like, he is hip hop to its
another
core.
one of those kind of hip hop Forrest Gumps too.
Yeah.
That always happen to be everywhere.
Great comparison. So I like the beat. I thought the beat was good. I thought Prodigy kills it. Big Noid, he didn't make or break the song, but Prodigy was good. I gave it a 3.5.
So yeah, I mean, Prodigy kind of only does the hook on this.
Yeah, basically.
And Big Noid he's alright. This song could have not been. I think that's the only thing that hurts this project. There's just too many songs.
Now that you look at it, yeah, it's yeah.
But they could have
condensed.
That's kind of how they did collab albums.
True.
Back then.
True.
Yeah, this song is alright. There's nothing really exciting to me overall in the song. I would give it a 3, strictly because the beat is solid.
Right.
And Prodigy's voice is always nice to hear.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah. He's got one of the best voices.
R.I.P. Okay, track number 12, titled "Battle," produced and performed by Eric Sermon and Sty Scott. I thought I thought Eric's rapping was dope. Nothing bad about it. Beat is boring for me. It's the Eric Sermon beat, but it's very boring. Does E. Dot deserve to be on this album? When I think of Eric Sermon, I think of a solid rapper and definitely a hip hop icon. But I don't really think of him as a lyricist, so I don't know if I would put him on this album. But he's on there. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, none of this hit for me. The hook is really like whatever.
Yeah.
Beat's really whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really like Eric Sermon's voice.
Right.
Or his cadence.
Yeah.
This is a 2 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were close. Track number 13, titled The Cypher Interlude, produced by Madlib, who we were just talking about. A young Madlib. Performed by a bunch of younger rappers. Some kind of made it, and some didn't. So the roster is Punchline, Cobra Red, Planet Asia, who I've heard of, Guilty, who's now known as Consequence, and Menace, Feel the Agony. So Consequence and Planet Asia, 2 rappers that kind of I really know about.
Yeah.
It was a good cipher. I mean, a cipher is just that. It's a cipher. It's a collective of different rappers spitting game in a circle kind of deal. So it definitely gave me a cipher vibe. It was legit. It was raw. It had a couple of beat switches, which was nice. I thought the second beat switch was way better than the first beat. Overall, it did what it was supposed to do. It was a good cipher, and we didn't see a lot of that back then on albums,
you never did,
right?
No.
So it's kind of something new if you never saw or heard a rapper, or heard a cipher, I should say. I give it a 3.5.
Yeah,
that's a 3 out of 5.
I fuck with Planet Asia. I think Planet Asia dope.
Yeah.
Consequence for me fell off a little bit after the whole Kanye debacle.
Yeah.
Feel the Agony I've heard before. Another dope spitter. Yeah. I mean, I think Madlib is what shines on this. It's a good beat. I would spit to this at any time.
Right.
But it's not a song. It's not a song. It's and I get it. I get the idea of the cipher, but you can do that and still make a good song.
I guess you could.
I think this is just a collection of verses from rappers that could really spit.
Right.
So yeah, musically it's a little bit of a miss for me, which is why I guess a 3.
3. Okay, so we're safe there. Okay, track number 14, titled Still Here, performed by the late, great Big L and a rapper named C-Town, who I haven't heard of, produced by High Tech. The song is very cut and paste because it's obviously an old Big L verse that they've copied into this beat, so you can tell that it's not meant to be there per se.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to take this the wrong way, but Big L, like, I've listened to his first album, his only album, Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless, or Young and Shameless. He's a good rapper, but I don't see what everybody saw. I don't know, maybe it's me. Like, he's, like, they were saying, like, he was going to be the next Jay-Z.
Yeah, or the first Jay-Z.
Yeah, I don't see that.
So when I hear Big L rap,
I see a good rapper.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got what Jay had.
I think so when I hear Big L, I hear someone that is gonna be a star.
Oh, okay.
Because his bravado on songs is it shines, like it stands out. Again, because I couldn't see the track listing, the second I heard his voice, I'm like, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, no, his voice is.
I haven't listened to the whole album all the way through, but I know immediately that's Big L.
Right.
Because his voice is so recognizable.
It really is.
His cadence is amazing. I don't know why C-Town is on this. Doesn't make sense to me. They should have just put the Big L verses on it, kept the beat the way it is. The song would have been much better for me.
Right.
And, Big L's fly. He says stuff like, yo, the game plan, C-Town, that's my main man. We never bring luggage. We go shopping when the plane lands. Still run with the same clan. Used to be a Kane fan. Everything I rock is name brand. So I can see why people use the J comparisons, because of the way he uses references that people don't get.
Right.
Right? Like, we never bring luggage, we go shopping when the plane lands. Right? Like, those kind of things.
He's got that swag
Like this is stuff that Cameron started to use. Like
True.
Cameron's borrowed a lot from Big L in this
Well, I
way,
mean, they were part of the collective Children of the Corn
which makes sense.
with Mace.
you
remember?
can hear the influence.
Yeah.
And I
Harlem
think-
all day.
Yeah, and I think Big L was being propelled to be the star of these crews.
Well, Dame says it all day long. Dame Dash,
and
I
it
mean, he says
makes complete sense.
Yeah.
because like even these while you front in clubs for hours with the same bottle. Taking midget sips, I run with the richest clicks, tap the thickest chicks, plus drop the sickest hits. Like, there's some shit there.
Right.
There's some shit there. So, the references are fly. So, like, here's one line. Yo, that's like Jules without ice. That's like China without rice. Or the Holy Bible without Christ. Or the Bulls without Mike. Or crackheads without pipes. The Village without dikes. Or hockey games without fights. Don't touch the mic if you're unable to spit. Flamboyant is the label I'm with. Like, he was definitely...
See, when you say it like that, it really does... It makes me think about it a little bit more.
Like, he was on his way.
I just think his delivery is a little different for my... Maybe it's not to my liking.
For sure.
Maybe.
And Jay knew how to create a story that, like, captivated you.
I mean...
Right? Like, there's so many songs where we don't live that life. We don't live in that world. But when you listen to Jay's verses, you feel like you're right in the passenger seat.
I mean, I guess... I mean... That's perfectly said, and I guess the way I kind of settled the two is when you look at their first. I mean, Big L only had one album, but then the debut album,
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, kicks
God.
ass over
Yes.
Big L's album, and not to say lack of lyrics,
Yeah.
but there's just something that Jay does, even early on.
He was more evolved.
right,
Musically, for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
But anyways, so I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
Not being as familiar with Big L's catalog, just off of the strength of the verse,
Yeah.
it gets a 3 for me.
3 to 3. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Track number 15, titled "Right and Exact," performed by Dilated Peoples.
Dilated!
I don't know that much about Dilated Peoples. Peoples, to be honest with you. I know a couple songs, but there's one or two songs that I really like.
Worst comes to worst is probably their biggest hit.
Yeah, there's
Comes to worst, my people's comes first.
yeah,
And
it
there's another
might be that
Alchemist.
one. One of them has just an amazing beat.
It's the Alchemist produced one, yeah.
Yeah, that could be it. So the beat is good. The song is produced by Alchemist. The rapping is, for me, the rapping is extremely lyrical. So they
Yes.
deserve to be on there, but it's boring. If that makes sense. And see, that's why you need both of us on here because this man is the lyrical guy. He's the MC, and I like lyrics, but that's not my first take into listening to a hip hop song. It's
Yeah.
more production and the vibe of the song.
Being moved musically.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right? And then so I think that's where we contrast in a good way. So lyrically, all day long, lyrical miracle. He's like when Rizzo talks about prescription pills, right? And he goes on that tangent. It's great. But what are you saying? You're saying everything and you're saying nothing. So to me, anyways. So that's how I feel. But once again, I'm not a Dilated People fan, so I'm not that I dislike them, but I just don't know that much about them. So my take on it is very different. I'm sure you have a very different take.
Yeah, shout out to Evidence and Raka. So
Yeah, I don't even know that.
I have
don't
a cool little interaction with them once upon a time.
Oh, nice.
Me and Dago went and saw Dilated Peoples live at the Commodore.
Very cool.
They were opening for Lil Brother,
Right.
Ninth Wonder Group.
Who I know a little bit of, yeah.
Yeah, so Evidence, so the show was over. Evidence was hanging out outside, and like people weren't recognizing him. They were just walking past him because
Right.
like, you can hear him and know who he is.
Are we talking like
But you don't see
mid
him.
2000s?
This would have been
Late 2000s?
2005.
Oh, okay.
6.
Okay.
Around there. And you would walk past him and not know who he is, but we knew exactly who he was.
So you were a fan
So we were we were fans at the time for sure.
of Lil Brother or of Dilated
Oh,
Peoples?
more Little Brother.
Right.
But Dilated Peoples was a good bonus. for
Okay.
us. So we're leaving the Commodore. Everyone's leaving. We're walking on the street. And Evidence is like hanging out on the side of a building,
Right.
With this, just wearing a wife beater, and it's just kind of like you can see the sweat coming off his head. And people just walking past him, not knowing. And we're walking past him, and I go, "Yo, Dagga, fucking Evidence right there. What the fuck is he doing?"
Right.
So right away, Dagga's like, "Yo, Evidence!" We like walk over, we give him daps and stuff.
And he was cool like that.
It's so cool. Evidence was so cool. So we're talking and stuff, and we're like, "Yo, man, we're the OPC. We're a hip hop group from Vancouver,
Right.
or whatever."
Right.
And he's like, "Let's hear something." And I was like, yeah,
As
hell
a
yeah.
true lyricist would.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I just ran into a freestyle. And here's the thing. Like, Dagga was a great freestyler.
R.I.P. Dagga.
Huge RIP, one of my favorite people on earth. Until you put him in a situation with a lot of people, then he would have to rely on the written.
I got it.
Right? Because he would get carried away and not be able to match up.
Right.
But for me, that's what I do. You make me freestyle, I'm a fucking spit. So I spit for evidence, and then Dagga does a written for him, and he stands it for a second. He's like, "Yo, y'all kind of dope." So we actually got his number. We actually got evidence
That's
of
a
number.
cosign if I've ever.
So
heard
back
of
in the day,
one.
we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
Right. So Dagga got a pen and paper.
Not
he wrote
those
down
kind of
his-
cell phones, anyways.
no,
Not smartphones.
nothing that we can afford.
Right.
And he wrote down his phone number and gave it to us. He's like, "Hey man, we're out in LA. If you guys are ever out in LA, you should hit us up."
Damn.
Right? So obviously never materialized. The connection was never made. But cool little anecdotal story about Alite peoples.
I mean, that's a cosign.
It was a great moment for me.
I'm sure you were in full adrenaline mode after that.
Yeah, it was great because, like, after a while, people started to form a circle and stuff.
Right.
And by the time we were done, in the beginning, it was just 3 of us.
Yeah, it became
by
a
the end, it was like 30 of us.
It was like a cipher.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what we would do back in the day.
Right.
We would find places where things were popping and
Right.
just start doing our thing.
And I think going back to the cipher song, track number 13, I think that's why they wanted it in there.
Absolutely.
Although it wasn't a polished song, like you said.
Yeah.
It was kind of showing you that this is what we're talking about when we're talking about the Lyricist Lounge.
And man, evidence talked some shit on this. I push my levels to 0 without distorting. Boost 2 compression enhancers the message I'm recording. Live from California, warning night to morning. The illest squads this side of the earth is now forming. I mean, bars wise, never lets down.
Right.
This song for me is a 3. Is this because the beat is okay?
You're right.
I wanted a better beat. It would have been better for me, but it's a 3.
I gave it a 2.5. Not bad, but just, yeah.
Man, we're really seeing these like really the same.
Really actually are. Track number 16, okay. Title Whatcha, performed by Master Fool, JT Money of Who Dat
Money.
fame, and Pastor Troy of We're Ready, which was a diss towards Master P and No Limit Records. Which was his claim to fame, a rapper from Atlanta. JT Money, of course, if you don't know, he was part of the Poison Clan from Miami. Trick Daddy, Luke, that family.
Yep.
He had a hit song called Who Dat.
Massive song.
Yeah, for the for its time, yeah. Produced by DJ Premier and Guru, R.I.P. So, oh no, sorry, my bad. Produced by Scott Storch, a young Scott Storch who just had left the Roots and was on his way. He might have already been on November Chronic 2001
Yeah.
probably would have been
Yeah.
Anyways, he was either in the Dre camp already or on his way, but he had left the Roots at that point. So this is a very early Scott Storch solo beat, and he's one of my favorite producers of all time. First and foremost, I gotta say this album. There's no way in hell JT Money and or Pastor Troy, no offense, and I'm not even a lyrical guy in that sense. These two guys should, if you're gonna put these two on this album, you might as well put. I mean, you can put anybody on this album.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say.
This is a throwaway.
First of all, Pastor Troy doesn't have. I mean, he's got one hit song.
Yeah.
After that, does anybody
No,
know?
it's a throwaway song.
And JT Money, no offense, but you're not Trick Daddy. And Trick Daddy ain't the most lyrical rapper.
He's put some double time on this, JT Money.
Yeah, it still didn't do anything.
It didn't need to be here.
I didn't like anything of the song. The beat is horrible. The beat is trash. The rapping is subpar at best.
Yeah.
I mean, I give it a 2 and a 5, and that was just being nice because Scott's my man.
Yeah, you're being nice for sure. I never thought I would see the day that this would happen on the Lyricist Lounge album, but this is a certified airball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which
It's
AKA
crazy.
It's 0. Yeah, I was being nice.
Crazy.
You're right. I was being nice.
Yeah.
And because I love Scott Storch.
I just don't get it. I just
Yeah.
don't get it.
Number 17. I've committed murder. So it's a Gangstar song. It's originally a Gangstar song, and what they've done is the song is re-performed by Macy Gray. If some of you might know, Macy Gray was kind of
Very
big in the
unique-
early 2000s.
Unique
She
neo
had that
soul
song.
singer.
What was that? Her hit song, "Cry and I Tumble."
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And Mos Def.
Yeah.
So it's produced so this song is produced by Gangstar. I didn't like the collab at all. I didn't know what the hell we were doing here. I was very confused because Macy Gray is very offbeat, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would Macy Gray? I don't get it. Like, this Lyricist Lounge, she's not even hip hop. She's not even hip hop esque.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Most definitely saves the song for sure. Beat's not great. I mean, the original wasn't great. The remix, it's basically the same beat. It wasn't one of my favorite gangster songs. I didn't even know of it. I went back and listened to it. Yeah, so for me, I gave it a 2 out of 5, and that's probably because most saved the song, and Gangstar is Gangstar.
Yeah,
So I'm paying homage to them.
This is one of my favorite verses on the album.
Oh wow.
Most.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're putting the maximum effort for minimum wage. It bring the stillest waters up to a simmering rage. My boss flipping steady tripping when to get in my face, trying to treat it by any old typical way. Hey, that ain't the way I'm living today. Give me my last week check and let me bounce up and skate. That's when he said, I ain't giving you not one thin dime. That's when she made me want to switch into my criminal mind. Like, I think it's one of my favorite verses for most on this album.
Nice.
Guru was really playing on this.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much on this. Macy Gray is an acquired taste. Absolutely acquired taste. If you want to see Macy Gray do something that you'll enjoy, you know the song Creep?
Yeah, TLC.
No. Radio.
Oh yeah, Radiohead, the alternative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she sings a cover of it,
Yeah.
which is one of the better covers I've heard. So she can do things.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
Again, she is a really acquired taste. She's all over the place on the song. I would much rather have had a Jill Scott than a Macy Gray on this, because she kind of fits that space a little bit better.
Or even a Queen Latifah.
Latifah would have been sick on this.
Because she can sing.
She can sing.
Or she
Yep.
can have that, hip hop.
I know why they use Macy Gray. Like, I get it because of how left she is.
They want to stick to the abstract.
Very abstract.
But then you can't have Macy Gray and then put JT Money and Pastor Troy on the album.
I mean, personally, I'd much rather hear a Badu and Mos Def collab. That feels way better for me.
I would be behind all day long.
And
Pause.
yeah. And she, when you watch the Drink Champs, she shows a lot of love to Yasiin.
Right.
Yeah, this is. I got to give it a 3 just because of the verse.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's not a good song.
I gave it a 2. I think I said that. But
Yep.
yeah, 2 out of 5. Okay, perfect. So we're winding down here. Second to the last track, titled "Live at the Lounge," which is basically an outro. It's a live performance. It's performed by Q-Tip, and it's not a rap. It's for what I call it almost like a poetic words of wisdom.
Yes.
Talking about
Paying
hip hop
homage.
and the respect of hip hop, kind of.
Yeah.
He also gives a little Big tribute because this was obviously done after Big Pass.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I like what Q-Tip did here. Kept it short and sweet, but he got to the root of it.
Yeah.
And what the root of what Lyricist Lounge means. And basically to respect rap. Like, rap is not just what people think it is. Like, rap is an art form.
Yeah.
And I think more people should understand that. So I liked it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 just because I like the message.
Yeah, like I think it might go over some people's heads what he's saying on this.
Yeah,
when he
definitely.
starts going, we all know what Big. You know what I'm saying? He may not necessarily be on the mic. He may be working. You know what I'm saying? UPS.
Right.
Maybe on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Handling his or something. But we all know that, and we all recognize that. So what I want everybody to do is just remember Big.
Right.
And remember all those Bigs that we know that surround us. And let's really think about. You know what I'm saying? Keeping each other around and trying to avoid unnecessary shit, y'all. You know what I mean? It's
very cool.
In essence, it's Q-Tip.
It's very cool.
Wraps up who Q-Tip is.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely. It's a 5 for sure.
Nice. And then the last track, which should be track 19, but like we said earlier, they
38.
purposely skipped
So
skipped a bunch of
weird.
tracks purposely to give it a moment of silence. So track 38, which AKA is track 19, titled "Legendary Street Team 2," which is basically, we've heard this earlier on in the album, which was Legendary Street Team. Once again, it's the same song performed by Cool G Rap and MOP. It's the same song. It's just remixed. The beat is average at best. Once again, the rapping is the same. So like I said, it's MOP heavy and not in a good way. 2 out of 5.
Knots has done other things.
Knots has done other things. Sorry, I failed to mention. Produced by Knots. He has done a couple of things. He's not overly popular, but yes, he's definitely in the hip hop scope ish.
It's so funny just reading the lyrics to Billy Dan's first verse, and I can read it in his voice.
And I think Billy Dan's says Billy Dan's in every MOP song.
Yeah, he does. This one starts off with, "Hey yo, we're bringing you the international vibe live from Brownsville.
Right.
Where we struggle to survive. You know the deal."
Yeah.
He says
That's how he raps.
He says you know the deal a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is anti up number 77. I mean, this is wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard this before.
I don't know why they did this.
And why would you remix a song that was already subpar to begin with? Why would you put it on twice? Like that's what I don't understand.
You know what this really did for me, at least? It actually opened up my mind to wanting to do a dive into Cool G Rap's catalog.
You know what? I think that's gonna be my weekend weekend plan here.
The verse is crazy.
I think tomorrow night. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
So anywhere I jump into his verse, just so y'all know, I have Genius up here. So anytime I want to read some of the fly lyrics that people spit, it's a great way to look at it.
Shout outs to Genius.
Genius got a great website. But yeah, anywhere you jump into his verse, it's fucking crazy.
It's solid.
Like one false move and your body RIP. Ends lay in the lobby's hit. Kick back of my gun is like a karate flick. Gaudy shit, mothers and hotties hid. We stash cash, seal the dope in. Cops on the rooftop be telescoping. They're trying to bust your melon open. Gates of heaven is closed. Hell is open. Shells are smoking. Like, there's no misses on this verse. It's crazy.
I think you're right. I think I haven't given Cool G Rap the proper respect he deserves in regards to at least listening to his catalog and then making a. Because like you said earlier, he's revered by some of the best in the game.
Almost everybody.
Nas reveres him. Yeah. Jay's talked about him.
Yeah.
I mean,
50 Cent talks about
50 Cent. I mean, he's an East Coast legend.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I think that's a good takeaway from this album is being able to take something like this and be like, oh yeah, now I got a whole new artist to dive into and learn about their catalog.
Definitely.
Just off the strength of his verse alone.
Yes.
The song is a 3 for me.
I gave it a 2 out of 5, but like I said, the beat and MOP kind of it did a little something. Yeah,
do it a disservice.
And like I said, no diss to MOP because I do like them and they're important. I mean, they were signed to two of the biggest labels. They were signed to G Unit. I don't know if you know them for a bit, and then they were signed to Rockefeller for a bit. Yeah. So I mean, but anyways,
but Annie Up. If you want to get into that feeling of wanting to go to the gym, start a fight, even shoot somebody, Annie Up is one of the most hype anthems
really is.
In hip hop.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, no question
Annie
about
Up, get that fool.
Yep.
Annie Up, go put that fool. Like, I want to fight somebody when I hear that song.
And I think in the video they had like a tank and everything. Remember?
Yeah. A lot of cutscenes and chaos in it.
Yeah. So I mean,
crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, so overall take on this album.
Interesting.
So my overall thoughts, shout out to Alite, man, picking an album that I never heard before. So I love listening to albums that I've never heard before because that's always nice, especially when they're so old.
Yeah,
and you can go back and go, wow,
25 years ago, man.
And it still holds its own.
There are songs on here that held up.
It's not
without
bad.
a doubt.
And I found some gems that now I can appreciate and add to my playlist.
Yeah.
So for me, it's to wrap it up, it's hip hop at its finest.
Yes.
I think that we need to bring this back, and I would love to see another installment of this with a combination of rappers like Kendrick and J. Cole, and those type of rappers, and then some of the vets.
Yeah.
And I think this could be amazing.
It would be massive.
Like an M.
Yeah.
Like from the veteran scene,
Yeah, you could bring some of the new schoolers like Freddie Gibbs into it. Jade,
there you go.
Bring into it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Put a Jadakiss in there.
Oh Dude.
Put a Scarface in there.
But the egos. The egos would be hard to manage.
This is
and
true.
who's got the clout that could recruit everybody?
That's true.
I think, honestly, Eminem could do it. I think
Eminem could definitely do it.
He's universally respected.
Eminem could definitely do it.
I think Busta could pull it off. Busta's universally appreciated.
Yeah, Busta too. But you're right. I think Eminem.
Yeah, M could bring out the big dogs.
M could do it.
He could bring out the big dogs.
You're not saying no to M.
Yeah, because even I don't know if you listen to any Jid, but Jid just dropped his newest album, and he's one of the leading voices of this new generation of artists, and he's got Eminem on his album. Trading bars.
And M doesn't just go on anybody's album.
Does not.
So there's a reason why he's done that.
For sure. He recognizes.
So so my takeaway on it is, I'd love to see another installment, but great listen. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Solid.
Yeah.
So weird, because I when I first looked at the track listings, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a pretty solid number as well. But I'm right in the pocket with you. It's a 3.5 for me. And I expected to give it more, but I think I was just seeing the names. I think, oh, Mos Def, Yasiin Bey. I was like,
right,
this is going to be exciting.
Right,
but it's a 3.5 for me as well.
It's like back in the days when we used to buy a soundtrack and the roster was so heavy, you'd
so
be like
excited.
this, and then there was like 3 good songs,
yeah.
right? You remember that? And there was a lot of those soundtracks.
Yeah,
there was almost 70% of the soundtracks. The roster was insane, and then you'd listen to it and you'd like 3 songs.
And then there are the rarities like the Clue tapes where you have all the names and a lot of them are bangers.
Professional,
unreal album,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
the first one,
that'll be a fun one to do.
That would be Tommy's theme. We got Jay on it. There's some bangers. So in closing, we both give it a 3.5 out of 5. So that's obviously we're on the same page.
Yeah,
great album. Definitely recommend it if you've never listened to it. And that's it.
And a note to the hip hop fans out there: if you are a hip hop fan, hip hop head, another thing that this podcast is great for is to remind you of artists that you may have missed.
Facts.
The same way as reminding us of artists that we've missed.
Facts.
And giving us the opportunity now with digital streaming platforms to be like, yo, man, let me dive into this artist's album catalog.
Definitely.
And see if I really fuck with all the stuff that he's done. So hopefully you can take away the same things from this podcast.
Yes.
And 2 weeks away from the next episode, make sure you tune in, do the subscribe.
Yes.
Check the notifications. You can follow us on all social media platforms as its_high_phrase, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We are on all those platforms, Facebook as well, if you still use Facebook. You can follow me as well. It's_Alite, ALITE on all the social media platforms. I would tell you to follow Riz, but he thinks y'all ain't shit, so he's not going to get on social media.
That's absolute fact.
He doesn't fuck with it.
But I still want you to support us.
Yes. And we got Shane O'Mac in the cut.
Shane O'Mac.
Shout out to Shane, who's always supporting from the sidelines.
Definitely.
Make sure you do that. We'll tap in with y'all next time. It's Elite.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
It's Riz.